Welcome, everybody. I know it's been a while, but we are back with the Meatheads podcast.
Moves done. Fuck with De Niro, I got a Snyder extender clip, so who wanna play hero? Go bad shit like Ozzy, I was born in the darkness. Oh, you the wolf, so we pull up and you're harmless. So pray to
Burberry scars, shrimp and Perry on. Living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports car.
The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audience.
Go fuck yourself.
And welcome everyone into the Circle Debate and Top Rope Wrestling Talk, ladies and gentlemen. I have to move people around, so excuse me. I got to do all of this right here, ladies and gentlemen. There you go.
I was gonna say I was Pepsi full. I had to drink and everything.
This is the host that I have you see here with my other three hosts here, mi compadres, mi familia, mi sangre, right here, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, let me go ahead and introduce, of course, the real Pepsi, not the one that is keep giving signs out there. Not this one that's giving up signs because we're sick and tired of those damn signs. He's the real Mussolini, and he drinks real Pepsi. But right now he's actually drinking and Kennedy, but he's drinking actually a nice chela, a nice drink right there. That's, ladies and gentlemen, that's right. Pepsi Phil, folks. What's going on? Pepsi Phil, what's going on, man? What is
IPA, not Pepsi.
That's right. And of course, he's the notorious one himself, man, because he runs this place besides me, because he does it as well, man. This man,
I'm a
that's
right
the reason
hand.
why he is the DOM, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the notorious one himself.
Yeah, I'll hit my own music this week. Fuck it. Oh, got the fellas still on that tricky hangover.
The Bruce Pritchard, I was just with man.
Let's fucking go, y'all.
That's right. And of course, the man, the founder, the one himself, the founder of Top Rope Wrestling Talk that keeps it going here, not only just Fridays, Saturdays, any time of the day as well, alongside with another host of the most, Coast to Coast, Morgan from the Meatheads podcast, the founder of Top Wrestling Talk. He is the high class of podcasting, ladies and gentlemen. No, hold on. Not yet. Oh, no. I got the other one.
Better than you. And you know it, I'm better than you.
Yes, I am.
And he knows it.
Even with a dislocated
Yes,
hip.
I do. Can I say one thing? I just want to say one thing before we really get going in this show.
You never want to
Pepsi
say
Phil,
one thing. Go ahead.
Go fuck yourself.
Sir, I feel this unwanted assault on my personage is unnecessary. I'm just sitting here commenting on the news of the day, and the midness of certain people.
Jeez,
The midness in the
Louise.
business. That needs to be a show.
That needs to be a show, right? That
Ivan.
definitely.
Depends on who you're calling mid, though. Let's be real.
Ivan,
Bruce.
I think this is his final show on the network tonight. This blasphemy that he speaks of.
Oh God, I don't know what this man doing.
We need Pepsi Phil, though.
Pepsi Phil is
I now know what Saxton feels like.
Wow.
I don't know about all that, but okay.
Poor
Fucking
Saxon.
wrong. Oh my
We all
god.
saw the interview on Chris Van Vliet.
He makes a good ring announcer.
He does.
Oh yes, he does.
I guess.
But ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys for tuning in today here on this Friday. Hope you guys enjoyed your Thanksgiving, and hoping that you guys enjoying your Thanksgiving weekend, because it's not over for us, because we're still here back tomorrow for the Watch Along for Survivor Series. But before we get into it, we're gonna get into, of course, because we did our watch along this past Saturday, of course, courtesy, of course, these three gentlemen here that handle it down very, very fantastically. And I came in here and in and out. Of course, I was in attendance, full gear. But I'm gonna go ahead and let the high class of podcasting break it down here. Another host with the coast. Break it down, Mr. High Class.
Oh,
what is it that you want to go ahead and speak about and let the people know?
See, here's the thing, is it's like we've got like a lot of time for the show, and like this fucking, oh my god, I could talk about this card from beginning to end in nauseum. I thought this was an amazing pay-per-view. Pepsi Phil, you can shut your pie hole. No.
Damn.
I was waiting for the delay.
Please, High Class, don't hurt him.
No. This pay-per-view, in my opinion, from start to finish, was a damn good and amazing pay-per-view. I'm sure it was a lot better live in person. Ivan will attest to that. But one of the things that I really wanted to talk about is that damn Texas death match. I don't know. I felt like it was a CZW match.
Really?
I don't know. I thought GCW was in the house too. Like, I thought GCW deathmatch was happening. Like, it was amazing. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it from start to finish. And I just want to say, Hangman Page, yes, Swerve Strickland was a big name, but Hangman Page, putting that man over twice, put him on the map. And if you did not watch Dynamite this past week and you can't agree with me, then I don't know. We've got issues, because the heel took over the arena on Wednesday night, but we'll get to that later. So I guess I want to get your guys' thoughts on this Texas death match, and then the word coming out that the drinking of the blood and spitting the blood is going to cost them TV deals and TV rights and all of this and that.
They already
just
got
want to
it.
get your guys' thoughts on both ends. No, they're in talks to redo their deal. AEW's in talks. They're renewing their deal. Their deal's up in 2024. They're in talks. But I'll go to the man that I've ripped on since Ivan.
Well, I before you ripped him, let me go ahead and start it off, because what you mentioned. I'll say this, that they were given the green light of that to happen. They discussed it before it even occurred to that happen. What's going on, Brian?
Hey, Brian.
And
the chef.
They were given that permission for the green light to do that. And yes, this match was the match of the night. We said it last week, and we even said it on the watch along. We did say that it was a match of the night. It got us. And I like what you mentioned right now. Like, this reminds me of Combat Zone Wrestling. Like, wait, what? I think it reminds us more like XPW type of style. Like, that's where I feel like
almost
to that. But this was actually the match of the. I can't say it's match of the year, but it's a match so far that it's got us shit. a greatest storytelling from the beginning of it to the end of it, and we got what we wanted. But it's not going to affect them on their deal. I'll tell you that, because they got the green light from the network. They got the the green light from they would. Come on, Tony Khan is going to fucking be paying this man, and plus. Warner Brothers Discovery probably was like, go ahead and do it. Why not? It's a pay-per-view anyway. It's not gonna fucking fuck us over, which is true. Right? It's not gonna fuck them over.
Right.
It's either way. Nobody loses in this one. Everybody won in this game, and whoever's idea was this, I commend them. I couldn't believe they did that. So I didn't expect that, honestly. I was just like, what the fuck are you doing?
No,
like, what? Oh, I cringed. I was cringing. Chris's face the whole time was just all this time looking at me like, what the fuck? Bro, I don't know what to tell you. Even his wife was just like this, just like, no, I don't even want to see this. But all I can say is that they got the green light, and nothing's bad gonna happen to them. They're fine. So I'm good. So go ahead, host. You were gonna
Philip.
Okay.
Philip.
First of all, I will agree 100%. It was the match of the night. It does, but it did the one thing I always wanted AEW to do. They fulfilled the promise of being an alternative to what's been considered mainstream wrestling. The idea that wrestling is for everyone. For the first time, if you look at the card at Full Gear, it was for everyone. Truth be told, at a certain point of the Texas Deathmatch, I was like, this is getting uncomfortable. Like, it was genuinely uncomfortable to watch at times. But there are other matches on that card that if you are just new to wrestling, this card is the one you go, here, watch this, but don't watch that Texas Deathmatch.
Right, don't watch that one, but watch this instead.
Yeah, but like literally, if the concept of wrestling for everyone, this Full Gear did it. That Texas Deathmatch, however, is if you are not a WWE fan and you come from a different world where it's like you do indies, you do your CCW, you do your GCW. If you do all of those and but you want to watch it on television, this is the night to watch it. Because you, at the very least, everything you love about wrestling was on this card, and the Texas Deathmatch was kind of your punctuation for it. And secondly, I've always loved Swerve. Like, honestly, the biggest mistake I think they did was releasing from WWE. This, like with Adam Hangman, honestly, this whole storyline between the both of them, I didn't put much stock in because they hadn't really sold me on the investment of it. But the last few weeks leading up to Full Gear, Swerve stepped up his heel persona. Maybe in some parts of it, maybe a little too much, but it still works. But every single time he did the payout in the match was perfect, in my opinion. The payoff every single night, the first 2 rounds, 1 and 2, you looked at it with, this match was amazing. I mean, I granted people may say Texas Deathmatch was a little too, like, a gimmick move, but honestly, it made sense to have a Texas Deathmatch because you don't do what Swerve did in the beginning before Full Gear and not make it really personal and not bring a match that's supposed to be personal. And that's why that's the storytelling I wanted to see that AEW has brought to this. And I think that, the Texas Deathmatch, the reason it was uncomfortable was it felt personal. Honestly, it felt personal like Brett and Owen. It felt personal like Stone Cold and Vince. Like, that's like, honestly, that's what I want. That's what I enjoyed most about it. Because you're just like, man, they look like when he brought out the staple gun, that was just unnecessary.
Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. No, what was awesome is when Swerve picked the staple gun up and he was stapling himself. He's like,
that's when you knew. That's when you knew the match had reached a whole new level. Because did you see his promo after the match was over, where he basically just inside the locker room that, yo, this is my world now. You saw it. Like, this is like right after TLC. This is my world now because I just raised the bar on everything. Right. Because that's what Swerve did. Swerve, like right now, if Swerve got a shot at MJF, I would not think it was too soon.
Hell no.
So, I mean, like, honestly, we were talking earlier about who should actually, if Orange Cassidy was to lose, who should he lose to? Swerve. That, like, at this point, give that man a belt. I don't care what it is. He needs a belt. I mean, I don't want him to, I would like him to have
I mean, I'll put a pin in it, but I think they're about to hand him 3. I'm just saying.
Yeah. That was my other thing too. I suppose that was that's what it looks like it's leading to. So
Yeah.
But that like I said. Go ahead. Yeah, I think
no.
Yeah, I know.
The Continental Classic. The Continental Classic. We'll talk about that when we get to.
Yeah, we got to put
I got thoughts on that one too. I got thoughts on that too.
Okay.
Right. DOM.
I mean, Pepsi Phil is right. This particular Full Gear had something for everybody, and if you think about it, we said the same thing about Wrestle Dream.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like this is where AEW is now going with their pay-per-views. Like, we are going to give you something for every style of wrestling so that every fan has something to tune in for. And I dig that. The other thing about both these last 2 pay-per-views is when they're over, here we are talking about Swerve.
Mm-hmm.
Here people are in the back at the scrum talking about Swerve. And as much as, a lot of guys stepped up from Wrestle Dream to here and as many great matches as we had, Swerve has kind of stolen the show at both fucking pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
And so it wouldn't surprise me if he comes out of this future tournament the winner of the whole damn thing. Because I think that's where, from Wrestle Dream, his trajectory is taking him. Like, yeah, he could beat Orange Cassidy. He could win 1 belt.
Yeah.
He could knock off Christian Cage and win 1 belt. Or he could have these tremendously personal, brutal matches with Hangman Page, including the last one, the Pepsi Phil and the chef who you saw in the comments. We were all sitting here just kind of cringing, doing the Britt Baker poses. Like, it was tough to watch, but it was damn good. Even for somebody like me who's a fan, who has some bloodlust in his heart and a bingo hall kid inside him somewhere, I was going, okay, it's a little much now. A little bit. You ain't got to go this far. Like, Swerve's like pouring water down, the blood pouring all over his face, spitting it and shit. It's like, okay, we're good. You can stop. Nope, they ain't gonna stop. I really feel like Swerve at the end of this year, going into next year, is finally going to break out, and it's about goddamn time. Don't get me wrong, the rest of the show was great. I'm kind of upset because I'm probably going to be losing my prediction championship this Saturday, but
I still wonder who's going to win that.
We shall see. We've got a leaderboard, but we won't know a full winner until after tomorrow's event and watch along. So tune in for that. Wendy put the pick form out. It's in group. Fill it out now. But I mean, the whole night, like Tony Storm and Shida was great. How about even Hangman taking the focus off the fact that Julia Hart just won her first championship.
That was fantastic.
The youngest AEW.
That was awesome.
Yeah, the youngest AEW champion ever.
Granted, it's only been a couple of years.
Hey, it's been 4. Yeah. You get out of college and high school and shit in 4 years. That's a big deal.
But that just goes that right there just goes to show you what good mentoring does. Because when she was with the Varsity Blondes and the cheerleader, she was ready to give up. She was packing it in. And then she went to the House of Black and having Brody King and Buddy Matthews and Aleister Black around her to mentor her and train her and bring her up. It's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, you go back to a lot of the episodes of Circle of Debate or Top Rope. Swerve and Julia are 2 people we discussed ad nauseum throughout the end of the year. Saying like these 2 are coming.
Yeah. I mean, we did make the joke. I mean, I only make the joke about her being Little Taker, but honestly, she does have a really good presence. Like, it's not. I mean, the Little Taker part just starts being silly. But truth be told, here's the
thing. No, finish up, Phil.
Oh no, yeah. The thing with her is just that honestly, she took to it well, and like you said, when you got those 3 training with, and I mean, fuck, man. Aleister Black literally has an entire facility that obviously all three go to, and all three of them have known each other forever. So being in that group, honestly, training with them, they're literally just like, this is what we got to do. And like having that, like you said, honestly, you can't help but get better as long as you try it. And she's been trying since she was since 15? She's been wrestling?
Mm-hmm.
Or 15 or 17, I'm not sure which one. So
something like that. Julia Hart. Julia Hart is what Triple H wanted Scarlett Bordeaux to be.
Fair.
Yeah, fair.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, we all brought up Full Gear. There's two things that we haven't touched on coming out of it. Number one, were the reports that Jay White was upset at the way the championship match was booked and the way it went down. And number two is Will Ospreay getting a contract. So I know we had a little conversation about that, man, before we got on live.
So I'm going to take this one because I'm the one. So here's the thing. Seriously, I love fucking with Bruce about Will Ospreay. I will freely admit there was a point, and honestly, it was literally before. What was it? Was it Shota? Shota he was fighting before Shota. I was not really happy. Before I was really happy with how he was like carrying storylines. Then I watched that one. The way he ran that, where it was not just him being mad at somebody and yelling, but him basically going, I made you. Like, I know you got all these other folks, but in the end, it was basically my house that built you. And the way they did the match and the way he finished it, the way the post-match part, the way he carried that storyline through was just like, fuck, Will Ospreay actually is great. I'm only saying that one time.
You notice how now that we're on live, he's saying this, right? Because behind the scenes, you're like, that motherfucker is mid. Now.
But
because he don't want a whole live chat chastising him too.
Well, what I will say honestly is that it took a while for me to it did not take a while for me to get on board to his wrestling. Obviously, like I said, the first time I met him was probably him and Ricochet. But truth be told, I had never seen. I thought he was just, oh look, he jumps around really well for a match. I'd never really seen him carry a storyline. And also, like you said,
because you're a horrible fan.
I am a horrible fan.
Oh my god,
I am terrible. It's all them years in WWE. But honestly,
that's right.
He was fun but he did a great job selling, because I think our argument was who was a better storyteller, him or Brett. So truth be told,
hands down.
See, this is why we're arguing. So
I love
debate of the week. Hit the clip.
I should hit the debate of the week for this one for sure.
So, but honestly, him signing with AEW and the contract he has is great. He gets to stay in the UK. He gets to finish out his New Japan stuff, and he gets to basically wrestle at a schedule that he can actually maintain. So, which I'm extremely happy with. So it'll be good to see him. As for Jay White thinking the storyline wasn't what he wanted or didn't book right, I don't know what they could do, because honestly, it wasn't like, quote unquote, what would be considered a 5-star match in some places. For me, I have never been that invested and so stressed out in a match watching that. Like literally, I was almost close to shitting bricks when I watched that match because I was literally terrified. Even to the point where Adam Cole was about to, quote unquote, look like he throw in the towel. I was like, what in God's name are you doing? He will kill you for that. So, like,
that's
literally.
It's because MJF was in the match. That's why.
I know there were reports, as our godfather of the debate network always says, I know there were the rumor in your windows that Jay White was upset about the way this match was booked. It went down and all this because of Adam Cole getting into it and that sort of thing. And I gotta tell you, man, if you watch that watch along, it brought the drama that night because we were all sitting here going, "Wait, Adam Cole can't fight. There ain't no way Adam Cole's gonna be fighting. This is bullshit." Oh, I don't know, man. He might try. He gonna fight one leg. What is he, Zach Gowen?
Well, here's the thing I want to put in. This is the second match that literally I watched with MJF that I'm literally just like, I am literally so nervous. I don't know what's going to happen because the first one at Wembley with him and Cole, and then this one, literally, I'm just like, what the like? There isn't. I mean, granted, like the mystery about wrestling is like sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you don't care. In this one, it was a matter of there literally was MJF gives that speech about what he wants from wrestling. Like he doesn't feel like you need to do like super moves, jump off of stuff, do super moves. What you need is to literally have a match that people remember, where you literally pipe it up so well that something as simple as a body slam or a silly kangaroo drop kick makes the roof explode off the match.
Don't you dare call that kick silly.
Hey, that shit's not silly. That's a serious fucking move. That's a serious move. Okay,
that is a serious.
Nah. And honestly, I find it hard to believe that Jay was mad about all that. The only thing that I was mad about, it's a tiny critique, so please don't be offended, Bruce, was that MJF had his thigh wrapped holding his fucking knee. After they went after his fucking knee, what's with the thigh wrap? If they went after your fucking knee and they're still in the match, Jake's going after your knee, you got your thigh wrap. What the fuck is going on there?
Because honestly, I thought about that too. When I went back,
it's his fucking leg. It's his fucking leg. It's his leg.
Not his thigh.
Well, technically, it was a leg attack, so the wrap around his leg did kind of sell it a little bit better. And honestly,
thank you.
Britt Baker had the greatest tweet about the entire situation. She was like, let me get this straight. There's like 20 people trying to stop the guy who can walk fine, and the guy on crutches, no one says a thing about
no one says a goddamn thing, too. There's like, go out and defend his championship. Why not? Go be the one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. We don't care.
That was the best tweet ever. So I was sitting there going, you know what? She's right.
You know Britt was coming out with a drill getting ready to hit somebody. She just, all right, who won it?
But like I said, though, but even Adam Cole but that should tell you something right there. Adam Cole on crutches is still great.
Oh, yeah. Adam Cole, anything is fucking great.
Adam!
Oh, no. Thank God
that
is over. No, that's gonna happen soon. That is gonna happen. But look, my thing of this, my thing of Jay White is this: whoever reported this bullshit, you're full of shit. This is why we're opinionators and why we're not, we're not the Seltzer, we're not the piece of shit Alvarez or the other people that Russ at, but Wade Keller. No, we're not none of those people. If we would have seen this happening, then we wouldn't have saw Jay White what he did on Dynamite. No.
Right.
I'll tell you that right now. And second, let me remind everyone, Tony Khan is learning how to tell a story. He had having this company for what? Already almost what? We're going on 3 years?
4 years.
Almost 4 years, right? Okay.
4 years in October.
Yeah.
So we're
we just finished 4. We're in 5.
Okay, so we were barely learning how to tell stories. This was I've been saying it. I've been like wrestling about it. This has been by far the best story for MJF. However, this one in this case is because Jay White's not used to that. It's different for him. You are so used to New Japan type of style story because you're able to fucking curse, you're able to give it a go fuck off, and everybody else. Here is TVP PG-14. Jay White, you gotta relax a little bit, as much as you don't want to. But hey, if you did really bitch about this story, well, too bad. You're learning. You're learning too how to be. It's a learning process.
I know Tony Khan is not the wisest man on the face of the planet, but do you really think he would run the risk of pissing off a guy like Jay White?
No, because I don't think he would have.
After taking him and building him to a point where he felt like he could be in a main event match for a championship, and he was not on that level when he showed up.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
honestly, I
that's-
don't think he was. I don't think he was upset. I actually don't. I actually don't
yeah.
believe.
I don't
that.
believe it.
I don't think so. But I want to hear Bruce though, because this is MJF right here. So I want to hear Bruce on this one. Go ahead, Bruce. I want to hear you. Go ahead, Bruce. I'm waiting for you. I want to hear this.
He's like, I ain't saying shit.
Are you basking in?
What do you want to hear? That Max is the greatest of all. He's the fucking the greatest of all time, the youngest AEW champ, the longest reigning AEW champ, the man that is going to walk into the new year and the bidding war of 2024 is going to have the actual AEW champion in it. Because he's not losing that title anytime soon. Sorry, Joe. But no, this match, the man, where was it? I sent it to you guys. Oh, some asshole was like, this asshole said this shit about this match. He said, honestly, I wasn't a fan of the match. Too much unnecessary drama. Drama in a match is storytelling, asshole.
Drama is wrestling, y'all.
We knew.
How many times have we said
Adam?
Wrestling is like male soap opera?
That's just what it is. Like, I don't know why getting upset of that. And shout out to the Banger Podcasting right at the same time.
Yes.
We
TK.
knew Adam Cole wasn't gonna wrestle. We knew MJF would come out. Then MJF was selling an injury the whole match. None of that was needed. Yes, it was needed because Adam Cole needs to stay relevant in MJF's storyline so they can keep it going the way they want to because it's been fucking gold. Okay, that's the way to keep Adam Cole relevant. Right? Ding, 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 ding. Storytelling 101. If you get injured before a match, you need to sell the injury through the match so people realize that you're not a no-selling piece of shit. Storytelling 101 in wrestling. Sell your injury.
Right here.
What in the bacon? Wrestling is drama. Yes. It's male soap opera, y'all. They bring the drama. They bring it to WWE. They bring it to Impact or TNA or whatever the fuck they're calling it now. They bring it to ROH, MLW. If you got letters and you are a wrestling association, you got drama.
I mean, you don't watch a match unless there is drama.
Right?
Granted, the initial drama is who's going to win, but MJF just raised it up a couple more levels.
Wait. I know it wasn't us, but let me get this straight. According to certain members of the IWC, first, AEW was whack because they didn't have any stories and they didn't build nothing, and it was just dream matches, right? So now they're building stories. They got pay-per-views that show a little bit of everything, and you're bitching that there's too much drama. Again, which one is it? Because to quote a famous man, fickle.
Play it is right there.
God damn it.
I mean, I think it's safe to say wrestling fans are. I mean, you give them what they want, they're gonna still be mad at you. So,
and then they go want the opposite, which you already did. So what the fuck?
I mean, honestly, Cody's the perfect example. Cody was literally he was the most hated man in wrestling for a while there. He has a decent run in WWE. All of a sudden, he's the golden child.
Yep.
So
no, he was the golden child when he left AEW.
He was. But
now he's a mid-carder at best.
Wow.
Says the man that doesn't watch WWE.
I'm not going that far. I'm not going that far.
Oh, I am. You want to talk shit about Ospreay?
You ain't gonna go that far. You ain't gonna go that far because you watch WWE. Some of them really are, man. Not y'all. Y'all are cool. But there's some people out there that are just like, oh man, there's no stories, there's no drama, there's no this. Now there's too much drama. I don't need all this in my story.
But the problem is MJF does the thing that I enjoyed most about wrestling during the WCW years, not the NWO years, which I refuse to acknowledge that existence anymore. But back in the day, in the early days, and I think we talked about this. Probably the most, I mean, it took a while until kayfabe was unleashed. The most pain I have ever felt was when Baby Doll turned on Dusty and literally caused him to lose the belt, and it went to Rick. I have never felt that much heartbreak when I wasn't dating a person.
But honestly, even the NWO, when they came in, there was all that drama, like who they bring with them, who's the third man, you know, this and that. And they didn't reveal that until the fucking main event. and people still talk about that to this day. So now you get a little bit of a remix of that in MJF and Jay White, where it's the wrestle, is that going to wrestle, this, that, and the other. Now it's too much drama.
Yeah, truth be told, like I said, I haven't been that stressed in the match. Then I mean, MJ, and like here's the thing: it wasn't a high flying match. It was literally, I mean, I think Bobby Heenan would have called a meat and potatoes match, which is what you.
Oh yeah, it was low and slow for sure.
But, but the way
I like that.
But the way they measured it out, every move felt impactful. Like everything they did,
can't do that.
Which is the point. Like every move felt like it was important. Like every move felt like, oh, this is where the pin comes in. Oh, this is where the submission comes in. Like whatever. Like literally, at one point you were like, when's the run in gonna come in? Like that kind of thing.
The RKO over the top rope. Come on.
Oh God. Yeah.
Oh no, that was awesome.
That was amazing.
To the broken table. Like he just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna hit the spot anyways. I'm just gonna fall straight to the floor." Like
I don't give a fuck. I'll do it anyway. Like no.
Okay.
I mean, honestly, there was a move set that he'd introduce a move set for this match. That I was just like,
again, if you watch Family Guy, you see Cleveland Brown like slipping out of the tub in his house. That was me when MJF went to the top of that elbow drop. I was like, no.
But I mean, I think that's the best thing about it. Like he wanted to make a memory, and he did. Like, I mean, it may not get. I mean, people like Alvarez and rest of them may not give it the due it's deserved, but they're fans, I think, who enjoy like the art of the story that's in wrestling.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is. Pretty much is a story of that. That's what really was what it is. It's just like for me, it's people just to get used to. Look, here's the problem. Like, just so we can move on to the next subject. This is one thing. The thing is this that. We were spoiled, and we were spoiled from day one when this promotion began. We were spoiled from it, and we were never given stories. There was never stories. There was always like an indie booking matches. Like, oh, well, coming up, this is the match you're gonna have this time. Oh my god, this is gonna be a fucking banger match to watch.
Holy shit,
yeah, and there's no story to it. And now that they're on the television now fully and getting paid more money to be on television and coming soon to be on a network, which they're going to be most likely on HBO Max. So they're going to have to start creating stories. He has to start bringing in people. He only had the Elite. That's all he had to doing everything, the stories. Now you got Bryan Danielson, you got Chris Hero, you got Jeff Jarrett, you got people there. So, Sanjay Dutt, you got people there that's helping developing stories. So I know a lot of the fans are just like, what the fuck? This ain't WWE. Well, guess what, pal? It's called sports entertainment for a reason. So we have to get used to that. And we grew up with that, first of all, and we cannot come here sit down and say that we can say, oh, that's not how pro wrestling started. I hate to say it, but it did. It started that way and began that way. So
pro wrestling was sports entertainment long before sports entertainment. That's why they're the same fucking thing. I agree, Brian.
Can we also talk about the fact that at the scrum, MJF sold the end of this match and put Jay White over so well at that scrum to the point where he was fake crying about how much he loved that match.
He was in pain. He was in pain. His hip was dislocated. I would have been in pain too.
I was curious about
I've had my hip dislocated. That shit is uncomfortable.
Yeah, but the fact that he still carried this story over into the scrum, which is the part with him that I've always enjoyed. It's like the match is the story doesn't end at the match.
Wrestling God.
There you go.
And you know what? I would say this. A couple people asked, my Thanksgiving was great. I'm still hungover on turkey, and I got a pile of leftovers.
Shout out to Lennox, man. What's going on?
Shout out to you, Lennox, and the championship line who asked earlier. And yeah, that's the thing. If I know we're going to talk about the tournament, but if Jay White or Swerve comes out on top of this tournament, nobody can complain after what we've seen out of them just the last two pay-per-views, just the last few months. They have taken over the end of the year.
All right, so I guess we'll get into the tournament then, Dynamite. I guess so. I mean, might as well.
Whatever you want to do, bro.
Part of Dynamite.
It's part of it, but
it's all connected. It's all connected.
That's the thing. It's the connection. You see right here. We have here, but I'm not. Look, here's one thing I will say though. I am
the family connected.
I had to digress on this because, and I know for a fact because this is one thing I'm disappointed of. Okay, we're getting the Ring of Honor World title combined with a New Japan Strong fucking title.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that we're getting that. I'm disappointed in that. Second of all,
Yeah, I don't get that.
this is where I'm bitching at because Tony Khan, and you know that you got this from fucking New Japan. You're telling me the fucking rules of this tournament, how you book it. It's a fucking oh my god, it's a G1 fucking rule. That's just what it is.
The BMG series, man.
I mean, here's the thing. It's not. I don't think it's a bad idea. And truth be told, the G1 Classic concept actually makes a whole lot of sense. The one and out thing means that you got to put way more people in. The booking for it's a little bit harder. And trying to sell a story between like right now it's like what, like 20 guys. Can you imagine if you had to have like that many? Like if you basically you would have to have double or even triple that for a match. And like right now you have, if you do the point system like the World Cup, which is where G1 stole it from, like the World Cup system. Long story short, you don't have your booking is a lot tighter and a lot cleaner than pretty much having like, oh look, in gold level 3, we're bringing out Zach Gowen because we couldn't find anybody else to fight.
That's 2 mentions of Zach Gowen tonight. That's probably 2 more than anybody's done all year.
I hope Zach Gowen is watching this shit. I hope
he was literally a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest.
He was.
And he still stayed busy. Shit.
He did. But see, I gotta say, after seeing some of these matches, I absolutely loved them, and the tournament is cool. Like, I don't give a shit if they ripped off G1 or the Bound for Glory series secondhand. I don't give a shit. The thing that my biggest concern here is, when did Eddie Kingston fuck up? Because he walked into Saturday as a double champ, and he walked out with no belts.
I mean, it was probably the plan all along, truth be told.
They're just gonna take Eddie's belts and put them on the line. I know they put him in the tournament, but
they're not gonna take Eddie's belts. What's gonna happen is he's probably gonna win the tournament because he hasn't had those belts very long, and Tony, there's no point in him dropping those titles.
That's not a bad idea.
It sucks because it's kind of a fucking dead giveaway. I think they should have saved the ROH in New Japan Strong for when Eddie made it to the finals, and then he could have been at the finals. Be like, look, these are on the line as well.
These are on the line
not
too. That would
not
make
from
sense.
the get go. Because
that's
you
what
could
makes
have
me think he's not going to make it to the finals. That's what I'm thinking. It's just like he's going to be done with it, and then he's going to move on. Because if you look at it,
I actually agree with Bruce.
If you look at it, are you going to give those belts to the guy who was the star of 0 Hour, or are you going to give the belts to a guy like Swerve, who's been the star of the last 2 pay-per-views, or Jay White, who's been in a starring role for months as the main heel? You're going to give it to the guy that you put on 0 Hour?
honestly, but do those guys really deserve? Like, here's the thing: are those guys gonna? Are they going to benefit
Swerve
from being,
and Jay deserve 3 belts? Yes.
No. It's not the matter of how many belts. Do you really think that they should have the ROH title than someone in ROH? I do. I think Eddie Kingston should have kept it. I don't think it makes it so that Eddie Kingston will be in the finals, and it sucks. I love Eddie Kingston, but there is so much talent in this tournament. You look at this tournament and you're like, okay. Yeah. The only one I can question mark and be like, why are they in here? Is fucking Daniel Garcia.
But even him, like, okay, if he decides to stop dancing and start wrestling, he's a threat.
But I think that's why he's in the Continental. I think that's why he's in the Continental Classic, because he's going to go back to that Daniel Garcia that was wrestling Bryan Danielson before he joined the fucking JAS, when he was going to be in the Blackpool Combat Club. I think that's why he's in the tournament. That's just my opinion of thinking why, to build his story, to get away from the dancing gimmick and get him back to where he was and where he should be.
A wrestler.
Yeah.
Which he should have been all along.
He's kind of had that Sammy Guevara booking where once Sammy's up high and everybody loves him, like they turn him heel or they do something and it just kills his momentum. You know, Daniel Garcia had so much fucking momentum when he was with Bryan Danielson and getting ready to join the Blackpool Combat Club. And then they were like, all right, nope, you're going in the JAS.
And then one sentence killed the whole thing. I'm a sports entertainer.
Here's my thing on this, though. I'm with you, Bruce.
Okay.
What you mentioned. You're right about that. This should have been, if that was the case, they should have made this as the G1 type of style then. Have a number 1 contendership tournament. Have that guy that, go against Eddie Kingston in the Worlds. That would make sense, right? But here's another thing that I'm digressing on this tournament, though. My thing is this: you look at the roster they have. You have not pushed any fucking talent that needs to have that television time. I can be flat out, straight out, who I can tell you who should not be in this tournament. I'll tell you, Claudio shouldn't be in it. Brian should not be in it. John Moxley shouldn't be in it.
Yeah.
Nor either Swerve shouldn't be in it. Or fucking Jay White should be in it. No. Jay Lethal's fine. Jay Lethal's fine. Mark Briscoe's fine. Roosh is fine.
I love
Garcia is fine. Andrade is fine. Brody King is fine. I would have added Ethan Page on this. I probably would have added shit.
Can I just say it? Where's Miro? Where's Miro?
Where the fuck is Miro? Miro. Add Miro in this because it would have developed that story between him and Andrade to going into that direction where they were going with. Exactly. It would have built that story.
See, Devious Psychos always.
That's the only digression I have about this tournament because of that reason. It's just like this is man. I'm telling you,
I'm serious. I'm not gonna sit back and take this fucking shit.
You're bullshit, Tony Khan. I'm just tired of this shit. No,
yes, you are. I'm thankful for that. What he just said, I'm thankful for it.
They could have put Will Ospreay in this tournament if they wanted to.
He's finishing up New Japan.
I mean, even when he was in New Japan and signed with them, he was still wrestling matches in AEW.
And technically, there is a New Japan title on the line in this tournament now.
Yeah,
so.
but here's the thing.
Would make sense.
Here's the thing we all have to remember as well. The Continental Classic has a third tertiary reason. They need ratings. Legitimately, the people in this card for the whole tournament, they are. I mean, granted, I agree with you, Ivan. The people you mentioned should be in here, but these people are names that honestly people will come to watch. I mean, not me personally. I would have preferred to see that, like Ethan Page, long past due. Ethan Page, Daniel Garcia match would be great. But I think the problem is that they still have to balance getting ratings. So they have to put their big stars in here. Maybe for this time they'll do it. Maybe next Continental Classic we'll get a real classic. But I think the thing with this thing that I'm noticing is that everyone they put in here are people who literally are either on the way up or pretty much have a pretty strong presence already that from a ratings perspective will get them the views that they want.
The one thing you can't argue so far is match quality because the two matches they had in the tournament were unbelievable.
Oh yeah,
I was so hoping Mark Briscoe beat John Moxley.
I gotta say that match was possibly the match of the night because it's hard because that one and Roosh and Jay White was another one.
Dude, Swerve?
That's I was going to say the same thing.
Hold on. I'm not there yet. I ain't there yet. I'm saving that one for last. But I'm saying that what we saw is those two is where I was really impressed because we got to see a lucha libre style that we haven't seen from Jay White in a long time. And mind you, Roosh taking that pin away how he lost was lucha libre style. Moxley and Mark Briscoe, it feels like a combat. So wrestling, it feels like almost like going back into seeing Ring of Honor type of old style. You know, now Swerve and Jay Lethal was another one that's like fuck. It reminds me of TNA, what it could have been, and if Jay Lethal at his back at his prime during that time of the style. So I'm saying, all three matches were great. I'm not saying they were all bad.
I mean, we can critique the tournament, but the matches we got out of it. The match
for me of the night has to be, as much as I love Swerve, but it has to be more for me. That match of the night has to be for Briscoe and Moxley because we didn't expect Briscoe to do what the fuck he did, and neither
when he kicked out of that paradigm shift, I jumped off the fucking couch. I was like,
shit. The thing with Swerve and Jay that I enjoyed was the fact that I thought it was a great match, but I'm sitting there looking at Swerve going, dude, you literally just went through hell probably less than 72 hours ago?
Yeah, like 2
you can't be healed. Like there were some moves that he was just like, you usually get a little bit higher with that move. Like
you notice he had to steal a lot of that kinesiology tape from Orange Cassidy.
They weren't botches. Now they weren't botches. They were just not as crisp as they usually were. But the fact that he could still look like that, and Jay Lethal, you know, for the most, say what you will about Jay Lethal, Jay Lethal's always solid. and like he always
yeah,
puts on a
good for
great
you.
match. And I remember watching that match. And granted, I still had Full Gear in the back of my head, which is probably why I picked that one as my match of the night. But watching them go and watching Swerve, and I think I told Bruce this one time. Swerve reminds me honestly of what Shelton Benjamin, like a young Shelton Benjamin, but like not young, but like in a sense of like more like the Shelton Benjamin in the past who was just doing shit you just did not expect to see.
The new Japan Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Thank you.
Ah,
Like the
Hell
Shelton,
I'm
the
telling
fact
you,
that Shelton Benjamin that was just going insane all over the place, where he was finally free to do whatever he wanted. Swerve, like I mean, putting him in. No offense to Keith Lee, put him in the tag team with Keith Lee. I thought slowed down his progression
a little bit,
but him by himself, and I mean, the Prince Nana thing. I still don't think he really needs him, but I understand
he doesn't. But it works.
But it works.
I'll take Nana dancing over Danny Garcia any
Why
fucking
not?
day
You
of
want to
week.
have the
Here's the
Any
thing.
fucking day. Nah, I want.
Swerve's
Why
the
not?
rapper.
Yeah.
Swerve's the rapper.
That's what you want.
Nana's his hype
I want
man.
that shit. Fuck Danny.
Yeah,
Nana.
no, that's why it works. But like honestly, Swerve, like this is probably. I mean, I think we all said it. This is the most amazing he's been, and I think having him in a tournament is just the next step for him. Do I think he should get the Continental Classic? I'm not going to lie. It feels a little bit more mid-cardy than he deserves. Like, I literally want him to go after Orange Cassidy now because, like, if he beat Orange Cassidy for that belt, I would be happy.
See, this is where you and I disagree because I don't see how 3 titles is worse than 1 title. I want Swerve to come out with everything, every fucking thing. You see that question? Who wins? Swerve wins. That's who. He takes all 3 of them belts. He shows up in Japan. He shows up at ROH. He shows up at AEW pay-per-views, and he keeps stealing the show everywhere he fucking goes. You know why? Because he's fucking Swerve. That's why.
Here's the thing. I think that Continental Classic, that Continental title that they're bringing out, I think that's going to be a yearly thing. It's basically going to be like the trophy that New Japan gives out every year to the winner of the G1.
Is it going to be the Owen Hart?
It's going to be like the Owen Hart title. It only comes out once a year, maybe maybe for a couple of shows after the tournament, and then it goes back in the safe and comes back out next year for the winner of the next tournament.
I can see that. But I definitely agree with Ivan though. That main event with Mark Briscoe and John Moxley was match of the night. It had me in my old school ROH feels, man. I was up chanting for Mark Briscoe like, man up, man up.
I mean, I hate, and it sucks that I'm not downgrading Swerve's match with Jay Lethal, but it just me, it just the story that Briscoe could tell with Moxley is what really got me like off my fucking seat. I'm like, no fucking way. It just,
I'm not arguing. I didn't mean to argue that. It was a great match as well. Like it's definitely a great match.
All of them are great. But here's one thing I'm excited for is we're gonna. One thing I will say though, we were already excited to see future matches. We're gonna see Swerve and Jay Lethal coming. I mean, Swerve and Jay Lethal, and I'm not Jay Lethal. I'm sorry, Jay White. We're gonna see that happening. I'm excited for that. I want to see how's gonna turn out to be. We're going to see Mark Briscoe against Rush one more time. We haven't seen that in a long time. Back in the days of Ring of Honor. We want to see that. I can't wait to see.
Or even Jay Lethal,
Or Jay Lethal. I don't mind seeing that. Like that's something that I'm excited for.
I do got a question though. What's the most surprising matchup that you guys think will happen?
The most surprising?
Just one that you've never thought of. Went, that could be interesting. Kind of
Brody King and Bryan Danielson.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say Danielson and Rush. That was gonna be my pick.
All right. My mine is Eddie Kingston versus Brody.
I don't think that's gonna happen unless they make it to the finals.
Oh no, that's actually the next.
Isn't Danielson on the other side? So they would have to.
No, I think Brody and Eddie have a match Saturday.
Yeah, they're gonna have matches again because
the blue
bracket is coming up
on Collision.
Yeah.
Blue bracket
Survivor Series.
Gold bracket Dynamite. But as far as the show, the matches on Dynamite for me, John Moxley and Mark Briscoe was a match I never thought I knew I needed to see until I actually saw it.
Mm-hmm.
And Mark Briscoe said it himself in the post match interview after he lost. He says, "Look, I'm a tag team specialist. Like I'm just getting used to this single stuff." He goes, when I get rolling, you better watch out because he's gonna get rolling and he's gonna get his feel for the singles division because, like he said, he's a tag team specialist.
And it just felt good. Can I be honest? It just felt good. With all those times the Briscoes got held off of TV before Jay died, it felt good to see Mark Briscoe in the main event against John fucking Moxley. I was like, okay, you deserve this shit. This should have been happening all along.
But as far as the other two matches, I appreciated and I loved Roosh and Jay White. I thought that match was another one that I didn't know I needed to see until I saw it because I never thought of that match actually happening. Like that wasn't one of those combinations that like I thought it was like, oh my god, that feud would be amazing. No, I didn't think that. Now I see it. I would love to see Los Ingobernables go against the Bullet Club Gold.
Oh,
I think that would be amazing.
Yeah,
They gotta get Andrade back though. Make the sides even.
I gotta hit this for Bruce.
Give me what I want. Give me what I want.
What we.
I am sorry. Swerve and Jay Lethal for me stole the fucking show.
That was a great match.
Listen,
great match.
When Swerve came out, he didn't even have to ask whose house it was. The crowd was
they did it.
Chanting it for him now. They did it for him during the match. One side would say whose house, the other side would say Swerve's house. That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
Yeah.
This man is one of the top 3 guys in AEW that are over the moon right now.
Absolutely.
1, MJF. 2, Orange Cassidy. 3, Swerve Strickland. Those 3 guys right there are stealing the show every week.
You don't need to turn Swerve heel because these people love him, and you can see it. You can see it that night.
I mean, Jay Lethal, are you sitting there going, Jay Lethal's in the ring too now?
Well, once in a while, whenever he gets booked, I mean, but it's not as often. But if he's not, he'll be a Ring of Honor getting booked, or a Collision, or a Rampage, either one. But it's harder you see him on Dynamite nowadays, and this is now something you might go see, which is fine. One thing it got us invested though is we're seeing matches that we thought we would never see, and the good thing on this point, and and for the American audience too, to get an understanding how this type of tournament works. So people get more invested of looking at New Japan. Look, okay, wow, it's kind of similar to it. I mean, look at Japan. Let me see how they do this shit. We'll see that. Okay, cool. I might like this type of stuff, and I hope it opens that attraction for the American audience to look at New Japan as well, of their product and how they do their G1, because from there it'll be like, oh hell yeah, I'm tuning in for sure. Which is a good. It's
like an extension. It's like an extension of Forbidden Door.
Exactly. And that's the key, because why they combine those titles though. Because it's going to have whoever wins this title is going to go back and forth. They're going to go to Japan. They're going to come back here. Yeah. It makes no difference of it. Don't be surprised that how Bruce said, next year we're going to have a yearly tournament on this, and don't be surprised they started adding New Japan people from the roster coming over here to do that.
That would be cool.
I would be surprised of that.
So I will give AEW that credit. I know everyone makes fun of the thing, but the concept of the Forbidden Door, honestly, it took them a while to kind of find the right formula for it, but the fact that they've done a pretty good job of like initially trying to introduce a crowd to like New Japan pro wrestlers. I mean, granted, Forbidden Door 1 was not great because basically just
everything was last minute. Everybody got injured.
Mostly injuries caused that to be a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. So
I still enjoyed it.
So no one knew who they most regular fans didn't know who they. And I mean regular in the sense of most Western fans didn't know who these guys were. Like, sure, some of us did because it's like we travel the internet, we look at stuff like that. Most IWC folks know who they are from like the past. But what they did in Forbidden Door 2, however, was they did a really good job of introducing folks before the event, and during the event they had decent packages that kind of introduced all of them, which I really loved. And so I think, like you said, this will get to a point where it will be a point where it becomes an actual continental championship. Like it goes the East Coast and West Coast. You get an actual Continental Championship, which is like it's the first time I mean, granted, it's like New Japan Strong is going to probably be like the bannerman for it, but that's going to be a good tunnel for everyone to come into because, like, I'm okay if we see more Shooter come in. I'm okay if I mean, even if we get Murder Grandpa on commentary, which is just
Clark Connor's back. Are you kidding?
Oh God! But Lennox chooses Jay White.
I want Suzuki on commentary, just sitting there looking angry and not saying nothing.
I'm still going to stick with Swerve, but it wouldn't surprise me if Jay won the whole damn thing.
Well, last pick before we can move on to Killing on Dynamite. Then we can do the predictions. So you got Swerve winning the tournament.
I'm taking Swerve, yeah.
Phil, who do you got overall?
So
you must choose IPA Phil.
Are you all right? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you taking a shit right now?
I'm gonna go for a wild card and say Jay White.
Okay. Bruce, who do you got on this one, Bruce?
Sorry, I was just doing my best Phil impersonation.
Oh, I love this.
Because honestly,
because
I have to pick against Eddie, and it's like,
here's the thing, like who do I think is gonna win and who I want to win are two different people. I actually think Eddie Kingston is going to win, but what I want Swerve to win, or I actually want Daniel Garcia to win because I want him to be for a reason. I want him to come out and be like, "Yo, fuck you guys," you know.
I love that.
Yeah, I don't know what that group doing anyway. We'll get
love
to that.
I love what Jay. I mean, what Lennox is saying right here. Jay White wins, takes back the leadership from the Bullet Club from David Finlay. I don't think that's going to happen, Lennox, but I wouldn't mind to see that at all because
I'd like to see it happen.
I mean, it's true. Once you get kicked out of Bullet Club, you don't come back.
You don't come
But
back.
the thing is, if Jay White does win the tournament and does get to New Japan Strong, it gives him an opportunity to finish that feud with David Finlay and put that title on the line against David Finlay in New Japan, you know, and most likely probably drop the title to him, but it gives him a chance to close the story.
That's true.
You know, because that story's still wide open, and that will give us the Bullet Club Gold versus the OGBC, which would be pretty fucking
Get
sweet.
another Bullet Club Civil War. It's gonna be glorious.
I mean, truth be told, I'd really do enjoy David. I enjoyed David Finlay, honestly. Granted, I'm not sure about him running Bullet Club, but honestly, him as a wrestler is pretty good. And I enjoy watching his matches. I've enjoyed his matches a lot of times.
Yeah. For me, I got in this one. I have to go on this one. I wouldn't mind seeing Andrade winning this one. I really wouldn't.
Okay.
Because it's gonna build that story with him and Miro. Because one thing that brought me the attention was when CJ Perry announced him in that tournament. And again, I don't know what the hell she whispered him in his ear. And he's like, "Are you sure?" It's like, "Yeah, okay, I'm in." So it's like, I don't know what this means. I don't know what that means if he wins it. That's where I'm like, does he get a future title shot against MJF? What is this supposed to mean after him winning this tournament? That's where I'm trying to get it. So I'm in. So I choose Andrade in this one. I feel like he's gonna be the sneak one that's gonna come out of nowhere unexpected. I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't expect him to win it. And not only that, I wouldn't mind seeing him and Rush in the semifinals. Even fucking going at it.
Or in the finals.
It would. In the finals.
They're both in different brackets.
That's right. Yeah.
And it would definitely bring him back into the spotlight, which is something they've been having issues with.
Yeah, I'm with the team. I'm with the TTK, but it's a partnership of it. But
at least it doesn't look like they're going to merge all the belts together into the Continental Championship. That idea had me mad as hell.
Oh no!
Who the hell came up with that idea? Because the ROH World Title is in there. That's probably the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Who else do you think? Tony Khan?
That always come up with the reports and the
why would you?
No, like man, if that happens, I'm gonna be pissed as hell.
The New Japan of Honor Continental title.
No, so maybe they were just gonna like absorb and be like, "Oh, it's now all the Continental Championship."
The way
it's one thing it's one thing for New Japan to lose one belt because we know they got a lot. Okay, they got a lot, but for ROH to lose its world title so that AEW could have another championship is fucking ridiculous. I don't care where ROH is being shown. I don't care if they're in gyms and they ain't got cameras. They need a fucking title.
Now, in the Dirt Rags defense, Tony was selling it that way. And when he did the press conference introducing the tournament, he really did sell it like there'll be belts on the line that be merged. And the way he talked about like companies merging into one title, he did kind of give the impression that's what he was doing. Like pretty much like,
God he ain't fucking doing it.
No, he's not doing it. But that press
if
conference,
not, we would have had to call him bullshit for the second time in 15 minutes. I don't want to do that.
We're gonna have to wait and see. We're gonna have to wait to see how it turns out. We could throw the assumptions of it, but
the problem is they have the belts right next, both belts on the table right next during the matches, and I'm like, why?
We'll find out.
There's obviously a third belt right there with like a little thing on top of it.
We'll find out by the end. That's one thing that we can digress on it. But the one thing I want to digress about here in this Dynamite is, first of all, I wanted to say I like the whole thing with Toni Storm. Of course, I just wanted to say that. She literally
don't even have anything prepared.
I don't know if people caught it. She fucking fell going up to the fucking
She did.
purpose.
Yeah,
She did like a purposefully dramatic fall on her way to.
Oh my god!
Oh,
I swear, Luther looks like he
is.
Like Luther looks like he's not happy with the segment, but he's like, oh, "Fuck it, I'm getting TV time.
I'm on TV, right?
I don't give a shit.
There ain't no dark no more. This is the only exposure I get."
Exactly. And for him to go up there, him going up there, and then, that's one. I think that was the best thing for me in the segments. Of course, that the other one I did like, which I did like and did not like, was the Christian Cage really changing the fucking name to the Luchasaurus to Kill Switch because of your fucking finisher. Like your fucking finisher. You're changing this man's name because he's Luchasaurus. You're changing it to fucking like.
But
Luchasaurus is associated with a loser. Luchasaurus is associated as being a loser. And Kill Switch is not a loser.
And
Luchasaurus was the reason that Christian was walking around with that championship in the first place.
First of all, Ivan, everyone knows Luchasaurus, that's his son. He allowed to name his son whatever he wants. He's allowed to name his kids anywhere he wants.
Stop with that. Now I'm with you. I'm with you.
That's what I
get it. That man is going to be out of that faction in the next 2 weeks.
I didn't get that either. So I'm just like, okay, that's good. That happened. Of course, we saw what happened to Nick Wayne and
the Prodigy.
The Prodigy, now known as Nick Wayne, and he got his ass fucking concerted by Adam Copeland. And we saw that because his mom came out and hey, what's good?
At least his mama didn't.
And I know. So, but I'll tell you. I'll tell you one thing though, is that she sold. Yeah, thank you, Phil. I was going to get to that. She sold great.
She did.
She sold great on that. And the other thing of this was to see Julia Hart with that belt felt great. I enjoyed it. I am happy to see that. And the other thing during that match at Triple Threat match, I don't know what the hell's going on with Ruby Soho and what's his face. I don't know what the hell is. Yeah.
That was something I could have lived without. I'm just sick of all the former JAS drama. I don't give a shit if Ruby's into Cool Hand. I don't give a shit if Danny wants to dance and they don't like it. I don't give a shit about nothing. Even Jake Hager was complaining about a hat. Then go get your fucking hat, dude. Shut the fuck up. I'm so sick of all of them. Like, shut up. Why do you give a shit if Ruby and fucking Cool Hand want to hook up? Why? Even Soraya was mad. Why?
So here's my thing. I enjoy that Romeo and Juliet storyline going on right now. That's actually pretty hilarious for me.
Of course you
because it's a weird storyline, but honestly, they're still mid-carders, but honestly, they sell it well, and I actually am enjoying the ridiculousness of the entire thing. The one thing with Toni Storm that I enjoyed about her acceptance speech, she fucking thanked Jack Warner. Jack Warner died in 1978.
Right? But she's black and white, so she's timeless. She don't give a fuck. But that's what I mean. It's hard to look at like Cool Hand and Hager and them and compare them to the Capulets and shit. Like that just doesn't feel right to me, man. That don't feel right. I'm done. Fuck you. Just break up. I don't give a shit.
First of all, I can't really believe the storyline because I'm sitting there going, if you with Anna Jay, why are you cheating on her? Like that seemed like a terrible idea.
Well, he ain't Jungle Boy now.
I was so excited when you brought up the Tony Storm segment. This
speak on it.
Speak on it. Preach it.
She has brought life to the women's division with timeless Tony Storm, like Britt Baker did when she was the role model during the COVID era and stuff like that. Like she has put the women's division in a spotlight. But it was hilarious from the get-go, just having RJ City and Renee like as the award giver, like at the Oscars, like really like we're doing this, huh? Like we're really doing this. We're doing this. Let's go. Okay. And then like I thought she was gonna come out through the back, but she was sitting in the crowd, and she came out from the crowd and like. Yep. She stumbled coming out through the security through the security rail, and then she fell on the stage, and then she's up there. She gets the glasses. She's got the big old school style glasses, and she's got them way down here on her nose.
Yeah, right
and
here on the tip of her nose.
Like, I was unexpected. I didn't have anything prepared, and she's got a list like Jericho's list of moves in WCW.
At least you didn't say armbar. At least you didn't say armbar.
I literally looked at it and went, what do you mean you're not prepared? It's literally your belt. But she's treating it like an award ceremony. And when she tripped up, I went, oh my God, she's really thinking that she's really selling the fact that she's at the Oscars right now.
Right. I'm loving the whole thing. I'm loving her, the black and white Luther, even Mariah May. I mean, it's great.
I like how they switch from black and white to color. Whenever someone else walks into the frame, it goes to color, and then when they leave, it goes back to black and white. Like it just. Right. This is amazing storytelling right now by Tony Storm. This is an amazing gimmick, and for the people that are actually bitching about this, go fuck yourselves. Okay, because
well said.
Yeah. Here's the thing. She never would have gotten this opportunity to do this role and this gimmick in WWE. She never would have gotten the okay. They wouldn't have gone for it. I guarantee you this is her brainchild, and she is doing this, and she is getting it over, and it's going to be amazing. And she's going to stay over even after this gimmick's long gone. Like she's still going to be one of the top stars. She's still going to be one of the top megastars. But this is the second best storyline in wrestling next to MJF.
Yeah. The thing about this thing I enjoy is that when I first saw it, it actually did not take, it actually took a short amount of time to kind of grow into something than I thought it would. Because the first time I saw it, my first thought was, oh, that's just Adrian Donis. When I first saw her. And I went, okay, that kind of sells. And I'm like, I'm not really sure that's selling for me. And then she does the greatest line in pro wrestling of this modern era. Was it chin up, tits out, and watch for the shoe?
Yes.
It's like that line right there created the characters. Like it's
Luther comes to the ring with a silver tray with two shoes and like a teacup.
That's her Austin 316 moment right there for her. That's her Austin 316 moment.
Pretty much,
So she was, like I said, I've always loved her, even when she had the little ass hat on. I'm finally glad that she finally found a character she could do. I mean, I still would like us to talk about the fact that during the match, she basically had a metal plate on her ass, and Aubrey didn't see it.
That was amazing.
How did Aubrey miss that big shiny metal plate on her big ass cheek, respectfully, and Aubrey doesn't see that bullshit?
I know it was a botch, and I know it wasn't supposed to happen, but that plate falling out her trunks, fits her gimmick and her persona
to a T
perfectly.
Exactly.
It fits her to a T. Like she was like, "Oh my God, I'm doing this," but I'm timeless and it's fucking up because everything goes wrong for me and nothing ever goes right. You know, it was a botch that worked. And you don't get that very often in wrestling, but it worked.
So and honestly, yeah, I mean, and it's weird because like I think if that's the idea she wanted to do all along, I was like, yo, let her have it. Because like seriously, you're sitting there just going, how do you pull that off? Because that is not an easy gimmick to pull off. I know it develops seamlessly to a certain extent, but at a certain point, that's all her selling that gimmick.
Right.
If she doesn't believe in it, it don't sell. Like
no.
So I'm really excited for it. And I just get disturbed. But this unfortunately does explain how she's dating Rock Hard though. Because she about as unhinged as he is.
She got a few screws loose too. So
I mean, God bless them both. I'm glad they found each other.
Spoken like a true psycho, looses. What's up, Tom? By the way,
I just want
to
bring up the fact and kind of move this along a little bit. Samoa Joe told my boy MJF to hold his fucking pocket on Dynamite this week. He said, "You are my property." Like he was like, "Hey, he's like MJF, welcome to the yard. Here's my pocket. Yep. I'll protect you."
Maxwell Jacob Friedman, prison bitch.
Yep. That is exactly what Joe did on Dynamite. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me right now?"
Maxwell,
it was
butthole tight.
I literally was like, "Prison break? How did we get here?" Like, how did we get here? Prison break?
I wonder if Joe's gonna let him pee standing up. I'm just saying.
Wow. But no, that here's the thing with that. Like, the more I see Adam Cole on TV, excuse me, the more I feel his leg is a work.
Yeah,
and here's the reason behind it, because when these guys when people like really get injured, we don't see them until they're fully healed. Granted, I did say that they wanted to keep Adam Cole relevant.
I was going to bring that up.
But the more, and like I said from the get-go and the very start of Adam Cole's ankle injury, that it was a work. I truly feel that this is going to turn out to be a work, and at the beginning of the year at Revolution, Adam Cole will take the title from MJF. I hate to say it. And Britt Baker is the one playing the devil right now, and the Kingdom are the three goons. That is what's going on.
That is yeah, I can see that. And honestly,
one of those goons was way too big to be the guy from the Kingdom.
Well, here's the thing, though. That does make sense because they don't put you on television unless you're healed enough to kind of go on TV. Like, I do think he was injured. But I do think he healed faster than everyone thought.
I think he just sprained his ankle.
Yeah.
I will say this to High Class's point. If you watch that reality show that Britt and Adam did, her and Wardlow are tight as fuck. So if she was the devil, Wardlow was one of them cats running with the crew because of Britt, and he's big enough to look like one of those goons, then that would make sense.
I mean, in my head right now, if it is Britt, one of them goons better be Tony. Like, Tony Schiavone. It better be Tony Schiavone.
Tony Schiavone's gonna be a devil goon because of Britt. I can see it.
I'm not gonna lie. I missed that relationship on television.
You mean that fantasy relationship in his mind that he had going until Adam Cole showed up and shut that shit down?
I want heel Britt Baker back so bad.
Exactly.
But I want to hear what.
Just for High Class.
Hey Brian, I love you to death. Go fuck yourself.
First of all, can we also discuss the fact that in 20 plus years, Joe has had the same gimmick for 20 years, and it's still terrifying, and it still works, no matter what company he's in.
Oh no, it works even better today than it ever did.
Exactly.
Really.
That's the thing. Like, Joe's got a gimmick. Yeah, speaking of timeless, Joe's timeless. It's the same dude and everything. He just gets And like once he's in AEW, he's just more sarcastic and insulting. Because I remember the time when he was going after Jeff Hardy, and he was making. I'm sitting there just going, man. When he's talking about Joe, act like when he said Jeff Hardy, act like this a meeting and just shut up and listen. I'm like, damn, Joe, jeez.
No, he used to dig into everybody. It was great.
That goes for you, High Class. That question.
Man.
Not all you High Class. Go ahead.
I want to hear what Ivan has to say about Joe telling MJF to hold his pocket on Dynamite. That's what I want to hear.
I think we're gonna find out from there where we're gonna get to with who's the guy with the male or female of the Devil Mask. We're gonna find out from there. I think from there we're gonna find out. Joe will be protecting him though. That is for sure. I think he will be doing it until towards the end of like heading in the worlds. I think we're gonna see that. I think it's gonna give. Here's one thing. It's even though it was a bad move to continue to have Adam Cole there, even though it is injury, he should be fucking at home healing because for God's sakes, your dumbass fucking unfortunately fucking jumped off of the stage, which I told you, Tony Khan, stop doing with that bullshit freaking stage. Look what happened. You lost your main star. Now you got to derail this storyline maybe even longer because if the original plan was to have Adam Cole to do it, then we can have that. But, you know, there's a lot of things that it's going to come down to. We're fine at the end of the worlds. I feel we're going to find out exactly who's really going to be behind it or, again, the teaser of what's going to happen. I think Joe from here is going to move after that. I think he's done. I don't think there's nothing else. Why have him win? There's no point of him winning, honestly. And this time, I think we're going to see MJF beating him cleanly this time and no Adam Cole interruption like what happened during his injury. We're not going to see none of that. I think this time we're going to see more Joe taking Maxwell to another level where we've seen by far what he has capabilities of doing, and I feel he's going to do it here on this one. So, but I like this. He's pretty much saying, "Oh, MJ, you're my bitch." I'm like, "Oh, calm down, pal. Oh, relax." But
hold on now.
Hold on. But I mean, we're going to have to wait to see how this turns out. To be honest, I think we're going to have to wait and see. I still feel that we're going to get our answer by December because by December, I think the end of worlds will find out exactly where we're going to get to. We could as much as we could throw so many assumptions here, we still continue to say it. Britt Baker could be one of them. Could be Kyle O'Reilly because it could be Kyle O'Reilly. They're saying room in your windows, Kyle O'Reilly. Okay, maybe or room in your window for that.
There's a lot up in the air right now. But I think we all know how Bruce feels about Joe making MJF his prison bitch.
We already know that.
I cannot believe this shit.
He would. But I mean, we'll see.
See?
We'll see. All right, let's move on to a topic that Bruce wanted to touch on. This is the one that got me really like, okay. Book of the year. Thoughts?
Yeah. I'm not listen. I'm not saying Tony Khan's gonna win Booker of the Year. But if you guys go back, and here's the thing, being a booker isn't telling stories. Being a booker is booking matches, putting matches together that are going to be great. It's not all the other fucking stuff and the acting and all of that shit. Booking is putting matches together. That is why Tony Khan was Booker of the Year two years in a row, because the man puts great fucking matches together. Look at Wrestle Dream. Look at the fucking Full Gear. Look at this past Dynamite.
Like every pay-per-view since Forbidden Door.
Like, this man seriously books amazing matches. There's a storytelling there, only in certain stories. But the man can book amazing matches. He knows how to put talent together, I guess you could say. The other stuff he's still learning, but he as a fan that he is, he knows what we want to see for a match, not so much for a story. That's why that's why he won Booker of the Year. That's why he gets it. That's why you don't see Hunter getting it. Because the booking over there it's not like AEW. Tony books pay-per-views every day of the week when AEW is on the air, whether it's a pay-per-view or not. Let's just face it. That's how he books his cards. And the other company
it's
does.
hard to argue that. It really is. Like
I can argue that. I'm sorry to say, but I could. But go ahead, Dom.
You look at that main event. You look at that main event match between Mark Briscoe and John Moxley and tell me that shit couldn't be on a pay-per-view. You look at Roosh versus Jay White and tell me that shit couldn't be on a pay-per-view. You know, and he's giving it to you on free TV leading into another pay-per-view, coming out of one that was an absolute fucking banger.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, stories sometimes lack, but even that, I don't know if Tony's doing it or if Tony's got finally a group of guys that he trusts to create these builds and these stories, but even that's getting a lot better. So if you wanted to argue that he was Booker of the Year because he doesn't have to book for a Saudi prince, I kind of find it hard to debate that. No pun intended.
That's fine because I debate it. I debate that because it's like,
of course you do.
I debate that the fact because I don't compare it. There's no reason for that comparison to Paul Levesque. Keep in mind that Paul Levesque is now 100% now fully in charge. Vince is now barely getting out of the picture fully. It took it is. We could debate this another year for about who's the book of the year because we don't know. I can't compare Paul Levesque to Tony Khan's doing. Because Paul, we seen what his credentials, what he's done in NXT, and because of him, when the fuck the War Games came along to the main roster, that's what the thing. Paul Levesque is not given the credit where he deserves to be given credit. The fact is that the way how he took that promotion, that second you could say developmental program, and made it to his own roster. Is the best credentials in the world I could give him because he made that happen. Now NXT is his own. Mm-hmm. Here in this case,
I mean, you both make fair points. Personally, I couldn't give a shit. I just like to enjoy wrestling. So if these guys are fighting for Booker of the Year, that makes it better for a guy like me.
No, but see, but here's the thing though. I'm not
get Scott D'Amore in there while we're at it. I need some Impact shit.
But my thing is I can't compare them. That's fine. Tony Khan can win Booker of the Year. That's perfect. I'd rather wait. I do because there's a reason why. Because I want to see what Paul Levesque can do now that he is fully running it, and we're barely seeing it as just the start. We could jump at as much as conclusions as of right now, but it's just the beginning. It's the beginning of what he's doing because now he has full charge of that creative side. So we're gonna have to wait to see what he does. From there, we'll see. Until then,
I hear you. I'm just giving Tony his flowers because he actually has made.
He can get his flowers all he please.
I'm gonna give Trips his when we get to that point. But you know, if people say, "Oh, Tony's Booker of the Year," yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
Here's my thing with Tony's booking that I enjoy. He did something that I really enjoyed. It goes back to Tony Storm. How did he break Tony Storm from the Mean Girls? It was literally at All In at Wembley. Mm-hmm. And he had Tony Storm punch Saraya's mama. Uh-huh. Honestly, if you want to break up a team, I don't care. That's a great way to do it.
Don't matter. Because somebody's mama, team over.
Exactly. It's the only time when you see a group breakup that actually makes sense. Because don't get me wrong, when we'll say I use Lex Luger. When Lex Luger walked away from the Four Horsemen, you go, okay, sure, yeah, he wanted to be champion. He wanted to be championship. When Triple H stepped away from DX, it was like, because he won a championship. Right. Why did the Mean Girls break up? Because Tony Storm punched Saraya's mom.
That's done.
Which one of those actually, from a booking standpoint, which one of those you go, that's great.
Right? It don't matter what promotion. If you punch somebody's mama, that team's breaking up quicker than the Fat Boys.
Like, no matter how much they tried to save it as much as they could, and nope, wasn't going to happen. Which is the part I enjoyed because honestly, I mean, granted, Saraya is a special case because her entire family does wrestling. And Tony had the flexibility to bring in like a storyline with them. But even then, the fact to actually have the forethought to think that far ahead, because I mean, it may not have been his idea, but someone probably went, "Hey, Tony, we should probably include Saraya's family since she's won the championship." And to pretty much plan that out, book to a point where that comes into play as part of the storyline. That is something I find I appreciate a lot. It's like that's one point right there. I mean, we could talk about the MJF booking, which, truth be told, as much as I love Tony, I truly believe that's MJF's entire storyline that he wrote. I think that was like this.
I don't disagree on that. I think I am with you. I feel that MJF was the one that gave him the ideas, and I guarantee you that Kenny Omega was right next to MJF. You want to book it? Let's do it. Because I just don't. For me, honestly, and I know I might get shit on this. I don't think the Young Bucks probably wouldn't approve to it, but I guarantee you that Omega and Jericho really pushed for that. Like, fuck yeah, do that. Do it. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah, do that shit.
Guarantee you. Because you have two athletes. You have two athletes that been in that situation. Chris Jericho, WWE, majority of his career, besides WCW, and Kenny Omega, New Japan.
Okay, here's a question.
Two veterans. Hold on, Phil. Let me finish this one.
Yeah.
But these two are the ones that I guarantee that told Tony Khan, push this guy. He is your Roman Reigns of AEW. He's that guy.
Ever.
Hold on.
I was waiting for that one.
Oh no, you triggered him. I know.
Him. We're all in. Hold on, Bruce. Before you even start, hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm not comparing him to him. That's one thing I'm not doing.
I've been dealing with for the last 4 years.
Look, I'm not comparing him to Roman Reigns. What I'm saying is, since they have that as their number one market, right? MJF is the number one guy to beat for their market. And I mark my word, I'm saying this, I don't give a damn for all Roman Reigns fans. I don't give a shit. MJF is going to be more marketable than Roman Reigns. Mark my fucking word.
Already is.
And he's I know, but more than
he's there. That's one.
Yeah. At least it didn't took him that long compared to somebody else. Took him forever.
He wrestled more in one night than the other dude has in the last 5 months.
Hey, is it sad that MJF finished his story before Cody?
No, wow.
Why'd you have to go there? I was defending the dude.
I was just saying.
He hurt you, not me.
Cody, if you're watching this.
Wow.
So here's a question for the class. So
every time we have a moment, he's gonna fuck it up.
10, 15 years ago, a booker had a whole lot of power. Nowadays, they have like producers, writers, all this other stuff. Does a booker hold the same sway that it did 10, 15 years ago?
Yes.
Well, in the case of TK or the case of Trips, they have power because they are the ones that have to greenlight this shit. You can come up with whatever you want, but at the end of the day, if this man or Paul says no, it ain't happening. That's a lot of power.
But does that make him a booker or an executive, though? That's the thing.
The booker is the one. The booker is the one that decides if you're going to be on TV or not, if you're going to have a match or not. So yes, they still hold the same sway and same power that they did back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
you're
a douchebag to the booker. Your ass ain't getting booked.
Exactly.
No, that's true. All right. So now it's time to do it because we need to, so we can close out the show here. And it's time, of course, the predictions.
Oh.
Yes, it is time to do it. But before we do the prediction, ladies and gentlemen, make sure.
Maybe I do need to go take a shit.
Oh no, you gotta hold up on this one.
I'm the one about to lose my damn title.
Make sure you go.
Sorry,
you with me?
You gotta hold on. Hey, you gotta make sure you guys go to Top Rope Wrestling Talk, go to the Facebook to enter the form. Remember, the Notorious one is putting that Debate Network Championship on the line. He is, I don't know where exactly is in place at the moment.
Not in a good place.
I'm in the running.
Bruce, do you get the rankings? Let us know who's in the rankings, Bruce. Who is in the rankings?
Let me see if I can go back and find it. I'll let you know.
Yeah, I know Grandma put it somewhere.
But yes.
I believe that was in fourth place.
Felipe from Suplex is currently in the lead. And then there's a few other people, including High Class and myself, chasing him for my championship. And it's all going to be decided tomorrow night at Survivor Series So I'm gonna have to make sure to spread this around on social media so that everybody can get back in, because I guess if I didn't, nobody can take my title because, I'll get my form in, but y'all won't, so I'll get all those points.
The gold rush continues.
And the gold rush continue. That's right, folks. Make sure.
And it's fine. I was the first and only network champion. I've held it for like 200 and some odd days for everybody that loves this day bullshit. I can let it go. I'll just come back and get number 23. I don't give a flying fuck.
Calm down.
I want to win. I want to win number 23 because from then on, I'm going to introduce myself being from North Carolina.
I missed that too, actually.
I do.
It was coming back as soon as I snatch another one, and I gotta lose this one first. So whatever. If it happens Saturday, it happens.
We're gonna have to wait and see on that. That's for sure. So make sure, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are watching or listening to this, make sure go to Top Rope Wrestling Talk Facebook profile. Go right there to the group page and enter that form. You're gonna see it there. Fill it out and see if you can become the new. Or we're gonna have to still debate network champion. That is the biggest question. That
maybe I just don't put the form out. Maybe I just don't do that. Like, you know what? Okay, I win because I got the points and you didn't. Ha!
I mean, yeah. I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see. But another thing as well, ladies and gentlemen, for all you SoCal Pro Wrestling fans, for you guys, just in case. You can just come on down and join us as well. I will be there co-hosting along with Pacific Brewery, hosting this, and check out this one last time video. And this time is the group.
War Games.
War Games.
War Games. War Games. War Games.
That's right, folks. Pacific Plate Brewery, meet us there. And we got somebody here already coming. Where is it? Where is it? I want to win. Oh, there you go.
For what it's worth,
you didn't get a form in last week, so you can't really win the title since you didn't put a form in last week.
Yes, you can. Morgan, I will call you tomorrow morning and we'll fill one out, buddy.
There you go.
I mean, for what it's worth, that promo would have been just a smidge better if they had to play the wings. But then again, I am hungry.
But that is a beautiful place. We're gonna have a special night for you guys tomorrow because Ivan will be on location at Pacific Plate Brewery. Sweet. We will be on here live doing a watch long, getting some live look-ins from Pacific Plate Brewery itself. Maybe we'll even get a few of the patrons on to ask us some questions or give us some predictions or whatever the hell, and just have a good time with it.
That's right.
Ivan, you got a lot of fucking beer that night, dude. Them bartenders just saying War Games and sliding them over to you. Dude, I hope you called an Uber to get home.
I did.
Oh, he did. You know he did. By the way, Pacific Plate, I'm still waiting for these promotional samples for research purposes. If you want to ship them out here.
Asking for a friend.
Hey, what's going on, Dango?
Hey,
oh, Kayla too. Shit.
Oh, okay, that's right. What's going on, Kayla? Appreciate you.
All right, I can highlight that. I forgot. Duh.
Yes, but it's time. It's time to get in it, folks. We close it out here. Carlito versus Santo Escobar. I feel like it's going to be the opening matchup, and I'll just go right to get this mic out of the way, just because, of course, if for everybody who did not watch, go back to the Universal Wrestling Podcast. I was there with Nick Dittering doing the predictions as well.
Yeah.
So what I told him basically is this. I feel that, and another thing that I forgot to add because I saw something that caught my eye. So, which I'm going to add to this. I thought this is a good match we're going to finally see from Carlito since his return. We haven't seen him as a singles competitor since he came back. He always in tag teams, right? Now we're going to see something that I feel like since our Carlito is going to deliver with Santos, and it's going to be a good match. Biggest question here is, or since the split's going to happen, are we going to see, Humberto and everybody else joining along with Escobar, bringing back Legado del Fantasma, or we see new members coming in, like a part of Civil War, probably having a Lotharios, Garza, and him coming over there joining as Santos, or we see this. We forgot about the Authors of Pain. They're signed, but they haven't brought them up. Can we see the Author of Pain joining Santos Escobar in this fucking situation? This is going to be interesting to see because I don't know what's the aftermath of this. I feel like Santos is going to win, but the reason why I'm invested in this is to see what's the aftermath. Who are we seeing? Are we going to see the recall ups from Lotharios, or do we see the return of the Authors of Pain joining this, or do we see the ones who are in LWO going back to Santos, that they're loyal and devoted to him? That is the biggest question with the aftermath of this, gentlemen.
Okay.
So, High Class,
Mm-hmm.
you tell me, brother, who do you got on this one? And everything what I mentioned to you, does it invest you some kind of way? Are you kind of invested, or
No. Here's it's WWE, so it's like my total investment's not there. But I do remember that the Authors of Pain supposedly have been re-signed by WWE, and Trips is waiting for the right moment to unleash them. Do I think opening match at Survivor Series? I don't think this is going to be the opening match, honestly. I think it's going to be the Women's War Games. But yes, I would love to see the Authors of Pain with Santos Escobar, because here's the thing. Santos is he's that guy. He's that the mafia style gimmick and character with the big muscle behind him protecting him.
Mm-hmm.
So
now, according to Kayla, it's now Dragon Lee versus Santos.
Is that what happened on SmackDown?
I don't know. I wasn't watching. I was here.
Like, why?
Carlito was taken out by Santos. That's why tonight.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Kayla and Brian.
Santos
so
and Brian
going to win. Santos is still going to win.
My compliment to people who watch SmackDown.
I think that was a bad move, in my opinion, because he just really. Why the fuck you bring this man back for a reason? For what? You brought him just to be there?
He's backstage work,
pretty much, yeah.
No, he's still got many years left in the ring.
Oh god!
If he ever gets back in it.
I mean,
Santos for the win.
Okay, so now we got Dragon Lee versus Santos. So, all right,
yeah,
I'll fix it right now.
You're fine, dude. Regardless of who it's going to be, I think Santos is going to win this one. I think the LWO guys are going to go back to him because when you think about it, these guys were with him before the LWO.
Right.
Most of them were running with him in black and gold.
Mm-hmm.
And so if they were with him before, they were with him during, I can't see why they wouldn't be with him after. At least the two dudes. I don't know about Zelina, but I think the rest of the LWO goes back to him, and we get Legata back on SmackDown in full effect. I don't know when the Authors of Pain are going to show up or where the Authors of Pain are going to show up. It's like waiting for them and for Carlito to get a one-on-one match feels like you're just waiting. Like you can grow a Rip Van Winkle beard and get cobwebs on you just waiting for this shit to happen.
Well, yeah. I mean,
okay.
That's what happened. Okay. Appreciate you, Kayla. That's why.
Okay.
So that's why they just showed up. Okay. No, I appreciate that, Caleb. But yeah, it's got to be Santos in this one.
Okay. Well, now that we got the breaking news, which I am disappointed because I was excited to see Carlito to finally have his.
I was
match.
too. I was too.
So, well, it looks like we're not gonna have it. So it looks like we're gonna have Dragon Lee there. So Pepsi Phil, what do you got?
I'm picking Santos. However, I don't think it'll be an LWO like breakout. I think Santos is gonna be assisted by the one and the only S.A. Rios.
Where the hell are they gonna find him?
Jesus, where are they gonna find his ass on this one? That's
Truth be told, honestly, it's gonna be Santos. I don't know.
I ain't seen him since Lita dropped him.
So, do I think Santos needs a stable? Honestly, no. He does great work when he's by himself. I don't think he needs the other two there, but if they want to give it to him, that's fine.
Yeah.
In regards to the Authors of Pain, I would like to be more excited if the WWE had a tag team division.
Well, I feel like we're heading that direction, but I'm gonna get to that when we get to the main event.
We're getting,
and I'll tell you
that's my thing. That's my thing. They don't, and bringing them unless they have like an actual tag team work coming up. Like bringing the Authors of Pain in right now doesn't seem to make any sense, unless they. I don't know. I'm sorry, Morgan. I don't know what to tell you. Like it's just I'm not that excited for the Authors of Pain because who are they gonna fight? I mean, there's some Viking Raiders, but I haven't seen them in forever.
One of the Raiders has just got a neck surgery, so that's gonna be a minute.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a minute.
I suppose it's Chad Gable, and that faction you could probably go
Otis.
In Otis, but I mean, truth be told, I got no reason to be excited for the Authors of Pain because it's going to be like when remember not Basham Brothers, it was Brody Lee, and Big Red, as he called them.
Yeah,
they were like,
the Bludgeon Brothers.
Bludgeon Brothers. Yeah.
Thank you. When they had the Bludgeon Brothers, at a certain point, they had nobody to fight those tag team. So as great as they were, I was thinking, man, if they were around when Taker and Kane were tag team, that would be a beautiful match to watch. But that's the problem. I can't be excited about the Authors of Pain until I see a tag team opponents. I mean,
well, we'll see. Because like I'm telling you, I'll tell you why, and I'll answer that for you when we get to the main event. I'll mark my word on that. But Kayla, I'm with you what you're mentioning here. I mean, but it doesn't benefit either Dragon Lee either way because you just signed this man big money and you're bringing him up and then you're going to make him lose. I get it. So we'll have to wait and see how it turns out. So now I'm really invested to see how Papa H is going to go with this story. Let's see if he's going to give Dragon Lee his first loss. We'll find out. That is for sure.
Let's see Dragon Lee on a pay-per-view.
He's already lost.
Well, yeah, you're right. Second loss. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. See, I'm already forgetting my
Dragon Lee just got there. You know, Santos has been there, but he just turned. So you got to build that, and unfortunately, it's going to be at Dragon Lee's expense. But he'll bounce back after that. He only been up there for like 8.5 minutes.
He'll bounce back to lower mid card.
I mean, the only thing he has to overcome is like mommy calling him Batman.
Don't make me spit Pepsi, Phil. If I spit Pepsi, Phil gonna be mad. Gonna be mad.
God. All right. Well, we got the other one here that I feel like is going to be the second matchup of the night because, and I'm going to say why because we got the women's heavyweight championship on the line. Mommy, of course, Rhea Ripley versus Zoe Stark, and like I said, I'm just gonna myself. I think this is going to be a good match. It's going to make Zoe look good because I follow Zoe Stark's career. I've been seeing her outside of WWE, of course, and keep in mind I've also. I mean, we both interviewed Sin Bodhi. She was partially trained by Sin Bodhi as well. So this is something that I'm excited to see her. And Rhea, is she going to give Rhea a good time? I think she will. Of course, Mommy's going to win. But at least Mommy's doing one thing, Bruce, is building these women's, at least giving them something to do and help them elevate them. As much as we see her keep on winning and it's like, fuck, all right. But hey, at least we're seeing something. They're using these women now on these fucking rosters. That's one thing we could say. At least that. One thing I commend Papa H is doing. He is at least using these fucking women. At least using them. Hey, well, let's fucking do a match. Fucking who cares? I'm happy that we're seeing this. And this is where, when we get to the women's, I feel like I have a good feeling, but we'll get there. But I'm going to save myself on that one. But I think that this one, of course, Mommy wins. It's going to be good. Good matchup. I'm excited to see Zoe get finally the highlights as a singles competitor for a championship match. So I'm excited, looking forward to seeing this. High Class, what do you got this month, mi papi chulo?
This one here, this is the tough one for me. Okay, this match is hard for me to pick because this is probably the only unpredictable match on the card. Like, I honestly I think Zoe Stark's gonna walk out with the title. That's how I personally feel. I think she's hot. She's on fire right now, and I think it gives Rhea a chance to actually have a solid feud. Obviously, Rhea will win the title back down the road, maybe at the Royal Rumble or something. But I think Zoe Stark, she's not gonna win like convincingly. It'll be something like she hits her finisher like out of nowhere, like really quick, and gets a 1-2-3 after a grueling fucking match. But I think at this moment in time, Rhea needs to be chasing the title for a little while. But she's probably not going to lose. That's just my fantasy. That's just what I want. I want Zoe Stark to win. That's my pick, Zoe Stark. Fuck you guys.
Well, fuck you too.
I guess I'm trying to win a belt tonight.
Well, fuck you too, because as hard hitting and brutal as this match is going to be, and it will be close. Mommy's winning this shit. I don't give a fuck what High Class.
Hey, can I say I love how High Class came in today, aggressive, man. Look, I have to play it.
He just woke up this morning and was like, "Oh, thank you for another day to choose violence."
Yes, and he did it. He came today with
aggression.
But he came with.
I had to. Phil's on.
Bruce wakes up early just so he has more time to hate.
Right?
Hate you.
I hate you, and I don't even know you. And as I sip my soda that somebody spit in, motherfucker, calm down.
This is Circle of Debate, Choosing Violence edition.
Right. That's what we should have called this episode. We chose violence.
I love this. Oh,
everybody fighting.
Everybody's fighting.
Okay.
No, it's gotta be Mommy. She's been high. And Zoe is great. She's amazing. I love that they're putting these like two physical specimens, and I mean that respectfully, in a ring together. Like I would eventually love to see Rhea and someone like Ivy Nile. But this is going to be a tremendous match. Mommy is gonna win that match. I'm sorry. Fuck, I'm not sorry. Fuck you, High Class, talking all this shit.
Pepsi Phil, who do you got, brother?
And so I'm gonna start this conversation this way. This is why Rhea Ripley's better than Roman Reigns. Right here. Every time you see her, it's important. Like, they are so terrified of overexposing Roman, they literally keep him hidden. Every time she's on the screen, every time she's wrestling, every time she's in a backstage segment, it's important, and you want to pay attention.
It's interesting, exactly.
Exactly. When you look at anyone who's fighting her, gets a rub. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Nia Jax and that whatever was a 5-way dance, and that 5-way dance at Crown Royal. I mean,
Crown Royal. I
like that.
You'd have to be drunk to watch it, so it's a good sponsor.
Jinx.
Crown Jewel. Everyone in there came out looking great, looked better because of her.
Oh my god! I can't take that clip of
Crown Royal.
That IPA is hitting him hard.
Hitting him harder than Rhea gonna hit Zoe. No.
Yeah, basically.
Oh my
but truth be told, this is great for Zoe because I think this will put her on the next level for her. I think
she wins the title.
Yeah, we will. But I mean, I still think it's gonna be Mommy
someday.
I think it ain't gonna be tomorrow. It's gonna be Rhea. But I think this will start a good feud because I think that's the one thing Rhea Ripley's been missing. Like, she hasn't had anybody to battle with, and I think Zoe Stark can be that at least for a while.
Well, now come on, she had Natty. No, I'm playing.
So
horrible.
And I mean, obviously, everybody's waiting for Jade to come in and actually be part of the conversation.
Yes. Fuck you too.
Yeah,
you think of garbage. Think of high class. No,
yep. So I think this would
God.
be like Zoe will be good. I mean, I'm a little bit worried that if when she loses, she'll get sidelined because then Jade will come into play. But I also think if they're smart, they'll basically still this will be a good step up for Zoe. Because I like the moment I saw her in NXT, I have been in love with her work. And every time
you've been in love with her work, all right.
for work. For work. Respectfully.
respectfully.
Okay? Respectfully.
I mean, like the only time I was not happy was when they teamed her up with Nikita Lyons. Sorry,
Yeah.
that was questionable. But yeah,
Living
but then seeing her kind of break out from that, it was great seeing her as a wrestler. So so at this point, I'm happy she's on the pay-per-view. I'm happy she's on a one-on-one with Rhea Ripley. And, like I said, the women's division is actually, I mean, like I said, they've always had the talent in the women's division. I'm glad to see them finally start using it.
Yeah, there we go. And there you have it. Next up we got is the Intercontinental Championship on the line. Gunther defending the Intercontinental Championship versus, of course, Mr. himself, who is not a wrestler, how this story I actually invested on because the reason why, because Gunther pretty much telling him that you're just an entertainer. You're nothing at all, anything when it comes to being in a ring. The Miz telling him that. And of course, Miz is going to say, I am the Miz because I am. That's the only reason.
I came to play.
But here's the thing, though, gentlemen, with this matchup. And I told this to Nick Dietering back in Universal. It benefits both of these parties. Let me tell you why. Gunther's going to win for sure. But one thing will benefit Gunther. And you can go back to yourself and really pay attention to Gunther's career. When have we ever seen the entertainment side in the ring? Now, I'm talking about physical of Gunther. Now, we know what he's capable of doing, of course, out in the ring. We've seen it in Independence. We've seen what he's done in PWG. We've seen what he's done in NXT, UK, all of that. All the credentials are there. The only thing that he doesn't have is how to tell a quick story, or we could call it quick, or we call it just an entertainment story in the ring. Like selling a move, 2 or 3 moves. This man right here, The Miz, as much as we dislike the way that he is, he has done that. That's why he's been a Grand Slam champion twice for that reason. He can sell on the mic more than Gunther. I hate to say that, and it is the truth.
Oh, yeah.
But when it comes to the ring, of course, Gunther, we got it. But there's one thing that Miz has in his pockets and his credentials that Gunther does not have, and he's going to learn in this event. How to be entertaining when it comes to wrestling, in general, in WWE. If you guys get my point. It's just like we see Miz do 2, 3 great moves, but he got everybody invested. He got everybody sitting in asses in seats. All right, okay, well, I'm tired of this guy. Look what the fuck's he doing. Okay, he may be doing the wackest moves of all time, but it's entertainment for it, gentlemen. And that's something that is going to benefit Gunther in the mindset of it. He's going to learn from that. At the same time, Miz is going to learn, especially what pro wrestling is about, especially when you're facing someone like Gunther. So I think this benefits both parties. Gunther will win, but I feel like there's going to be a story be told in this matchup. And I think I'm not invested in Miz being a face. He's a heel for me no matter what. But we're going to see I think we may see some moves that we haven't seen from Miz at all. It's never done on national television or on pay-per-view. POE, excuse me. But we've never seen it. We might see it here tomorrow. That's where I'm invested of this for that reason. It benefits both of these parties for that reason. But Gunther wins. High class, do you agree with me or do you disagree?
Quick and simple. Gunther. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
You used the right name. Holy shit.
That's it. That's all I gotta say.
Notorious.
I mean, 2 of maybe the greatest Intercontinental champions of all time going head to head.
Don't ever disgrace Mr. Perfect again.
Well, he's up there too. But the 2 that had the longest reigns are on screen right now.
That doesn't matter.
And it's going to be a tremendous match. It's almost good to see Miz actually getting people to cheer for him for once. Because when you've been booed for 2.5 years, eventually you're like, man, that's got to sting after a while. But I think Gunther will win because to have that under his belt will mean as much, if not more, to him than LA Knight getting that win over The Miz a few months ago. If you knock off a 2-time Grand Slam champion in the middle of the longest reign as Intercontinental Champion ever, that just puts you on a whole other level and makes you more of a title contender down the line. So it's got to be Gunther. It's going to be a tremendous match, and Miz is going to bring it, but Gunther's taking this.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Pepsi Phil, what do you got in this one, brother?
It's going to be Gunther, obviously. I think the thing we have to remember with Miz is everyone who's been in a match with him, he puts over well. They generally come out better than going in. Because honestly, up until Raw this week, literally Monday, I did not care about this match. Because my first thought is Gunther's going to kill that boy. And then I saw the segment. Then I saw the segment they did. And my first thought was, my dream right now is to see Gunther chop Miz so hard he's in the front row watching the match. And his soul's just going, oh, that's not me anymore. Like, honestly, I'm vested in the fact that, arguably, although I disagree, but two great IC title champs, because Macho Man looking down on you, calling you a liar, basically are fighting for this thing. Because honestly, so they made me care about it at least a smidge enough for it. And I think that's what Miz does. Is say whatever you will about him, he gets you to be concerned, at least find some small investment in the match, find some line that you want to follow with this match. So I do care a little bit about this. I mean, is the result in question? No. Are we watching to see exactly how bad Gunther chops Miz? Yes. That is honestly at this point, and I want to keep count how many times Miz takes a chop to the chest.
Bro, you're gonna lose count.
At least 2 dozen.
You're gonna lose count in the first minute and a half.
If we take a shot on the watch along for every chop Miz takes, we ain't gonna make it to the next match. We ain't. We're gonna be on the floor. Ivan's gonna be showing up at the brewery more sober than any of us.
But that's the thing with Miz. He's got such a punchable face. Whoever he fights, you go, please kick him. Like, you just want the other dude to beat the crap out of him.
Please whoop his ass.
Which is literally, that's what he does. Like, say what you will, but as a wrestler, that's what he's supposed to do. Like,
I don't know if it's arguable, but Miz probably has the most punchable face in wrestling history. Every time you see him, you just
Logan Paul and him. I say him and Logan Paul probably tied.
Miz been punchable longer, so I got to give it to him for.
I'll give him longevity. I'll give him
longevity.
Yeah. Legacy, if you will.
It's that lasting power. Every time you see him, you just cock that fist, man. You're like, fuck.
Ooh, Lord, I'm gonna say it right.
Respectfully.
Respectfully. So we got the women's war games, of course. We do have Shotzi Blackheart. Of course, Becky Lynch, who was the last member of this one with Charlotte and Bianca Belair versus, of course, Io Sky, Bayley, Kairi Sane, and Asuka. Now, this is where I want to give you guys why I wanted to say what I wanted to say about how I think the card is going to be booked this way. Because I think this is what I think may happen. While Rhea is walking backstage, yes, I've won. I beat Zoe Starks, a bump into Becky Lynch. When that happens, when this match is going to start, during a match, do not be surprised that Rhea fucking interferes and costs this team the match. Then we get to see Rhea and Becky Lynch starting from there to the Rumble or to Mania. Another thing too, Bruce, and of course, BOM and Phil, we may see the appearance of course, the baddest bitch on the planet. She might be there sitting there and be watching the match.
Ronda Rousey's gonna be there?
No. Hell no.
Fatty
I know who you're talking about. I'm just fucking with you, Ivan.
No, but Jade Cargill will probably be there sitting now watching these matches, these women's matches.
At least you hope.
You hope so. We might
Where
see
the
that
fuck
happen.
is she?
Mhm. But I think that's going to be the beginning of it. So I feel like what I think is going to happen, of course, Damage Control's going to win. I feel like they're going to win this one. And I feel that we might get a turn 2 there. I feel like maybe we might get the 3 Japanese women turning on Bailey. You know what? We don't like you. We don't even like you. No, we're Damage Control.
It would be the least surprising turn of all time. I mean, look at those 4 women. How the fuck does Bailey fit in with the other 3?
What if we get like Xia Li coming out at the end of the match, taking out Bailey and joining
those 3.
and joining those 3?
Now that
I like that.
That is
Because here's
cool.
the thing, Xia Li is so underrated. Like I watched her match with Becky on Raw, and she is so underrated and so underutilized, and it's sad. It's sad. And can I just say this? Shotzi looks like a Make-A-Wish kid on that team. She doesn't like.
What did they do?
It's like Sesame Street. Can you give me the one thing that doesn't belong?
One
Yeah,
of these things-
Shotzi doesn't fucking belong.
Bailey
She's like
on
a
this
Make-A-Wish
side,
kid.
Shotzi on the other. I swear to God.
Like here's your opportunity to bring in Jade. If you're gonna bring her in, you're gonna pay this money, and you're gonna make her look like this giant star. Get the Make-A-Wish kid out of there. Stop pushing her because she's not getting over and she's not going to make it on the main fucking roster. Send her back to NXT and put Jade Cargill out there and see if your money's going to – and put your money where your fucking mouth is.
Jeez.
That's my opinion. And Damage Control was a win.
Okay.
Okay.
Notorious, what do you got, brother?
See, I can't go that far with Shotzi. I don't know what they did to her because whatever the hell that
No,
look is,
she shaved
it's
her
just
head
weird.
because one of her friends has cancer. That's why she shaved her head.
Well, her sister.
Kudos, her sister. Kudos to her for doing that.
I have done that in the past for family members, so I can't knock that. But here's my thing about this match, and y'all can hate on me if you want. You know I don't give a fuck. I know they put Becky in because of the history with Charlotte. Fine, great, whatever. As Verse brought up, this would be the perfect opportunity to put Jade Cargill right where Becky is and have a match, and then have that bump after it going into it where Rhea's coming back and Jade bumps into her and we get 2 Titans face to face for the first time. Those 2 big, bad, beautiful women nose to nose before this War Games match. But instead, we got Becky Lynch because she used to be tight with Charlotte. Wait, the last time these 2 met, didn't they have this huge fucking issue trading titles and egos and all this bullshit? Now they're going to team up? Like this doesn't make any sense. So I would have rather have seen Jade Cargill in Becky's spot. Especially her, like we talked about her and Bianca on the same team. Shut it down. If that would have happened, I'd be picking them. I'm not. I'm picking Damage Control. And it would not shock me in the least if the 3 of these women turn around and start whooping on Coda and Bailey after the fact. And we do get Xia Li, because that would make a whole lot more sense than this one of these things just doesn't belong here. Yeah, right about there. That one does not belong. You know who does? Xia Li, because she's fucking amazing. And you can hate on that all you want, but until you get a podcast, you can give what the fuck you think about. You're just going to have to sit here and listen to my opinion. Sorry. Not
Pepsi.
sorry.
Pepsi Phil.
So, first of all, I'm picking Damage Control, and I still say the same thing. Bailey, you a danger girl. Because, I mean, she going to get jumped. And I mean, it ain't going to be pretty. Dakota Kai might survive, but she might. So the Xia Li angle I hadn't thought about, but she is about due.
That's why I'm better than you.
And you know it.
Maybe. But I actually feel like what potentially might happen is I think Damage Control is going to jump the Make-A-Wish kid for you, Bruce. Jump the Make-A-Wish kid, knock out Shotzi, knock her out, and I think at that point they're going to get desperate and need a partner, and that's when Jade comes in, and Jade marks her territory, and pretty much literally there's at least 2 potential components right there on her team. So the first level of like static that get pushed after this thing is all over is going to be Charlotte and Bianca.
Oh, she's already got a beef with Charlotte, so
Yeah.
it's fucking right there.
So yeah, so I
what
think
the fuck are they doing with Shotzi?
I think Shotzi's the
I
weak
mean, the
link
hair
that-
is one thing, but the outfit is like, what the fuck is this?
I mean, honestly,
she
they're
bought
still
that
working.
from Hot Topic in 1998. What the fuck is this shit?
She's still, honestly, she's still, honestly, what people forget is NXT is still developmental. And I mean, as much as I love Shotzi, she ain't
never
ready
should
to
have left.
That's my point. So yeah, I think if they're smart, she gets jumped, Jade gets in to replace her. Damage Control wins, but as part of their win, they jump Bailey to officially become the true Asian faction that I've always wanted in a WWE.
That we all wanted from Lucha Underground. This was happening here in real life.
I think
the whole Black Lotus triad and shit.
I actually think in order for it to make sense that Xia Li, Kairi Sane, and Asuka turn on Bailey is Bailey takes the loss in this match. And they get pissed off. And then they fuck her up. And then Xia Li comes out.
I will give Trips and WWE credit for this. We're actually getting a women's War Games match because we're going into the 5th one, and I'm still waiting for a women's Blood and Guts. So at least we get this shit.
Yeah, and speaking of 5th, I wish Dakota Kai was not hurt because I feel like they could have added Mia Yim into this as well because I've been wanting to see Mia Yim get her time as well.
Yeah.
So
unfortunately, when is Dakota not hurt? You know,
or at least, or like how Bruce said, they could have added Xia Li in this team on Damage Control and could have added Mia Yim to the other one, and that would have been fair.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that makes sense. So, but we'll see how they're going to turn out to be on this one.
I mean, I think I'd be happy with Xia Li coming in at the end and like kind of like basically directing traffic on the beatdown on Bailey,
and she can come out as like her dark version of Xia Li, because if you look at emo Io Sky and then crazy clown Asuka, and then you got the innocent looking but crazy Io Sky. So yeah, I think she would fit.
Kyrie insane.
No, she looks like yeah.
I mean, I like that kabuki mask on Asuka. Like,
yeah,
that's the old school. That's old school Asuka right there.
Yeah,
Kyrie looks like it looks like she just got done with an emo concert.
I mean, yeah. She do.
I love it.
We're gonna go to see, and now to close it out here, the main event. That is right, the War Games of the Men's here, gentlemen, and that is, of course, everybody thought it was CM Punk. No, it's not.
I didn't.
No.
Who's this everybody?
I don't know, but all I know is that we got, of course, Sami Zayn, Randy Orton, who was actually did not have been on Raw, but Cody Rhodes pretty much said it, and Jey Uso and Seth Rollins versus Judgment Day, and look at Jay's face when Cody told him, "Yeah, we're bringing Randy." I was like, "Oh fuck, do you remember what I did to him?" Oh,
right?
shit.
Like I'm one of the dudes that took him out. Fuck.
Yeah. A lot of people, I hear everybody's predictions on this. Everybody's saying that Randy might turn and go on Judgment Day. Everybody's saying that. Go for it.
I don't think it'll be a turn and he goes with Judgment Day. I think it comes to the end of War Games. He's probably going to be the last one in the ring because he's just coming back from injury.
Yeah.
I think it's going to come to one of these things where everyone's going to be beat down, everyone's going to be hurt, and it's going to come a point where like Jey Uso's going to accidentally super kick Randy, or he's going to bump into him and Randy's not going to like it. Randy's going to hit an RKO on Jey Uso, and Dom's going to pick up the 1, 2, 3. Judgment Day for the win, and that gives Jey Uso his main event level feud, I guess you could say, with a main event level caliber talent, and Randy Orton gives Randy a chance to get closure, gives a chance to elevate Jey Uso, and also elevate Dom, because Dom's by far the best member of Judgment Day. So Judgment Day for the win.
I can hear Rhea Ripley in my head telling me
exactly.
I love it.
I love it.
Rhea
You're about the only one.
Rhea Ripley
I'm
is
sorry.
nothing without Dominic Mysterio.
Dom is nothing without Rhea.
No, Dom made Rhea. Let's just face it.
It's because I'm built differently.
You're built like a prison bitch long before MJF started walking around in Samoa Joe's pocket.
I don't know, man.
This is a game to me. I served hard time.
I don't know, man.
And Rhea's prison bitch.
I don't
And
know,
Rhea's
man.
prison bitch.
I don't know, man.
Plain and simple.
I mean,
Wonderful.
I don't know, man. Rhea was Rhea until she hooked up with Dom, and then she became mommy.
Thank you.
And then,
Yeah, but Dom was nothing until he hooked up with Rhea, and then all of a sudden he had all this drama. And
Dom was the most hated.
That all came from Rhea.
Dude, he became the most hated. It literally, in a span of one match, 3 minutes after the match was over, he became the most hated man in pro wrestling. And he is happy with it.
So
He already said his real daddy, Eddie Guerrero.
So who do you got then? So you got Judgment Day, right, Bruce? So you got
Yes.
He took Judgment Day.
Notorious. Who do you got in this one?
See, I like the whole idea of Randy and Jay getting in a feud, but Jay's already kind of got a feud going on with Drew McIntyre. And Randy ended up being the Kota Ibushi of this shit. Like, they didn't pick him up at the airport, so Cody had to announce him the way Kenny announced Kota for Blood and Guts. Motherfucker wasn't even there. It was the same damn thing. It was like somebody forgot to pick up Randy at the airport. I don't know what happened, but I don't know. Yes, Randy Orton is coming back for the first time in what, a year and a half? But where is he at? Is he back? Is he gonna start doing like, legendary taker roles where he just shows up here and he shows up there because that's all he's capable of doing? We don't know yet. So knowing he's coming back, knowing the guys on the other side and seeing people like, JD Madonna's, who I love.
McDonald's,
who I love, but he's not exactly even a member of Judgment Day. And then Dirty Dom without Rhea. I feel like one of them two is going to catch an RKO. And maybe, just maybe, we get this crazy team of like Sammy and Legacy and Jay and all the actual W in this match over Judgment Day.
Okay. All right.
Because Judgment Day has kind of been, every now and then they fight and then they make up, and then they fight and then they make up. They've been fighting for a while now.
It kind of sounds like the Bloodline. If you want me to
A
be
little bit.
honest, it sounds like
A little
kind of
bit, except
recycling
nobody
a
gets
story
kicked
here.
out and goes face and goes on their own. Like, everybody just sticks around and goes,
hold on.
okay, we cool.
Hold on. Drew McIntyre. Drew is going to become the Sami Zayn of this team, of this group.
I kind of hope not, though. I like this new Drew. That's no fucks given Drew McIntyre. Like, that's some good shit. I wasn't really feeling face Drew, where he's like asking the crowd what to do. Like, fuck the crowd. You didn't even have a crowd when you had a championship. Fuck them. Do you?
He's gonna turn him into 5 MB.
5 MB.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
It could be 6.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's
bring
right.
Jinder back in the fold. You don't know.
Oh god, Pepsi Phil.
I'm gonna pick Judgment Day. I think Sammy's gonna take the L. I think Jay's gonna be in the back flirting with Rhea, and then all of a sudden he's gonna forget he have a match and then run in and be late. And then Randy's gonna just start RKing him for being late, and then that rival's gonna start. Honestly, yeah, it makes more sense for Judgment Day to win this. That patchwork of humanity on the other side just seems a little too potpourri-ish for me.
I agree, but at the same time, there's some star power on that side. You got
there is some star power on there, but honestly,
champ. You got
here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. What does winning get any of them?
Nothing.
I don't know.
Nothing.
You know what I do know? Every man on this side can't beat Seth Rollins 1-on-1. Now they're gonna beat him with backup.
First of all,
Well, they're gonna have chairs, tables, cages, bats, thumbtacks.
Did all that to Seth and he beat them all.
Not to mention, JD McDonough got a forehead the size of Texas. He just need to headbutt 4 people and he wins.
You know what JD got? You know what JD got? More head to get grabbed in an RKO. That's what he's got. Bam!
Look, I love what Brian just said right here. Who are you fooling? Rhea's the Beyonce of Judgment Day. When he teamed up with her, Dom went from being Ray J to JC.
That's true. Wow. I mean, this is why I always give compliments to
Oh no, man! Oh
that
no,
man spits facts.
Wow.
No, I don't think so, man. Carrying.
You think all you want. The facts say otherwise.
I don't know. Like I said, I think Dom's got a thing. It's like I said, if Judgment Day ends up breaking up and Rhea and Dom kind of go their own way, I think they would do well. This is a twofer, but I still believe that Dom honestly made Rhea mommy. Because I remember the day she came out, he called her mommy, and literally she came out wearing the opposite of the poppy shirt that Eddie used to wear. And I was sitting there going,
they're gonna come out in the lowriders.
Exactly.
Going into Rey Mysterio's retirement match at WrestleMania against Dom. It's gonna be career versus mask.
Mm-hmm.
And once a luchador gets unmasked, their career is officially over. Granted, yes, I know Ray lost his mask in WCW. That's what I'm in the middle of saying.
That was like 30
That's
years
what
ago.
I'm in the middle of saying right now.
I mean, truth
he's in the middle of contradicting himself.
Ray put his mask back on, and he's back in that full mode. Like he's never taken it off the time he's been in WWE.
That's like Highlander 2. We don't talk about that. That never happened.
That was a good movie.
Again, I'm like the Pepperidge Farm of this team because I remember. I fucking remember. I know you lost your mask, Ray. That was like 30 years ago. You're still running around with it.
First of all, when he lost his mask, that was a completely different wrestler. That was completely
he might have had completely different knees, but it's the same wrestler.
So, yeah. I mean, honestly, I can't really say I'm that vested in this match overall. I'm more invested in the women's match. But, yeah, I still see Judgment Day winning this one because these guys are all great on their own. There is not one reason they need to win. If anyone's taking the L, it's going to be Sammy.
Okay.
So,
Randy, I got some breaking news for you guys. I'm just on X. I was scrolling through just for random ADHD reasons, and Ryback has recently put out a tweet.
Oh dear!
Who cares?
No! This is funny. This is comic gold right here. Writes itself. This gold writes itself. If CM Punk returns tomorrow, I will officially retire from pro wrestling. Also, check out my nutrition or whatever, FMM, whatever, Black Friday sale off. And then he goes on. But yeah, he basically, if CM Punk returns, he's going to retire.
Okay. Well, here's my answer to that.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you,
we don't care.
Jerry.
Do you know my finger was on the same fucking clip?
I mean, did he just
Nobody give a damn about a Ryback.
Did he miss CM Punk? Did he miss CM Punk's?
I think he's just mad because he buried him pretty much. I don't know. But enough. That's another story.
And who cares?
I don't even care. But I mean, this one. So Phil, you got Judgment Day winning this one, right?
I got Judgment Day winning. I don't think they're breaking up. I do think Sammy takes the L for him. Although Randy, like I said, Randy's a wild card, so I think there will be. I think he helps him win, but before he finishes, he does RKO Jay just for the hell of it. I don't think he needs a super kick. I think he just did it because he still
he can.
Possibly so.
They could win the match, so he could do that shit afterwards.
Exactly.
Like Team Cody can win this match, and Randy can just turn around, like hold up Jay's arm and then spin him around, bam, and leave.
And then Cody's stuck in the middle trying to keep his boy and Jay from like going, y'all need to calm down.
Right?
Talking about
like Cody and Jay might be boys now, but Cody and Randy have been running for a minute. So then there's that. And now you got a whole new spin on Raw going into Rumble.
and Cody still doesn't finish his story.
No, he'll finish it when he becomes the Intercontinental Champion again.
He'll finish it in Philadelphia. Watch.
Well,
becoming the Intercontinental Champion. All right, Ivan.
Well, I mean, for me, I feel that we're gonna get. I mean, if you're gonna have Randy returning, what more better for Randy to get the win? He just coming back, get Randy to win. Question is, who's he pin? I feel like he could pin Drew McIntyre and then have them start the feud between them and each other. Why not? And then from there, you can see Judgment Day be mad at Drew, jumping Drew, and probably maybe even just like whatever about it. And this is a case where Judgment Day is gonna lose it. Be like, man, what are we doing now? We're losing our face here. We're losing, the consistency of winning. And that's when I mentioned earlier about those tag team divisions. We've been seeing it a lot on Raw and on SmackDown. Everybody's talking about, hey, tag team. They should be number one contenders. This is where now we may see the split of those titles instead of being undisputed. We may see it just be for Raw only and SmackDown only. Separate them, and that's how you start building those tag team divisions. You got DIY, you got Alpha Academy, you got the Authors of Pain's going to return.
You got the Creed
brothers. The Creed brothers, who are now officially on the main roster. You have like the Lotharios that bring them back up, or to say that the other members of WO. Now it's time to build those tag teams, but the only way to do that is you have to involve Judgment Day to do that, because it's going to begin costing your stuff, their momentum. Another scenario could happen here too is that we may see, let's say, Randy turn heel on this, and he fucking RKO's Seth Rollins. We may see Damian Priest try to cash it in this day. Probably go ahead and try to cash it in that same night. That money in the bank. But then again, you may have Gunther come out and say, you know what? No, you're not cashing in. I am, because I want my shot. I held this belt for so long, this Intercontinental belt. I want a shot against Seth Rollins. Book it, make it a WrestleMania 7 Warrior Hogan title for title. I don't mind seeing Gunther and Rollins for that belt. So that there could be a lot of scenarios heading into the ending of this. How is it going to end? But I feel that Randy should win, and because he just got back, might as well give him the win and let him pin either Drew McIntyre or McDonald's.
Wait.
McDonald's.
Yes.
Are you saying there's going to be drama in this main event match? Because the IWC might complain about that too.
Randy RKO's Cody. End of story. Let's go.
That could be it. Yeah, that too. The story hasn't ended yet until he gets over. Like, I was the main guy of Legacy, so there you go. I'm the future Legacy. Maybe that could be like Bruce. That could be the case too. You never know. But well, gentlemen, that is a wrap. We have done it here for almost 2 hours and a half. A fantastic, man. I loved it. But I would appreciate everybody here for tuning in with us this Friday evening, and hopefully everybody that's watching and listening around the world, we appreciate you listening in from an Apple Podcast or Spotify, Spreaker, anywhere you listen to us all over the world. I want to thank everybody. We appreciate you. Do not forget to come join us here tomorrow, as we'll be having the watch along here for Survivor Series, of course, with your host right here. These all three gentlemen be hosting, of course, and I will be there in and out because I'll be over there co-hosting the brewery. And man, all I can say is, gentlemen, I hope everybody had a fantastic time today and yesterday, Thanksgiving, and ready for tomorrow. But man, let the people know. Let's start out with Pepsi Phil. Says you're part already of the network. You're part of the family, brother. Let the people know where can they find you at all over social media platforms, brother. Let the people know.
Instagram, best place is Instagram, Philip JP 24601, or I hate Will Ospreay.
I fucking hate you.
You had to get that in.
You had to get
that last dig in. You had to.
But does Philip
do a fucking concerto?
Philip JP 24601 at Instagram.
Awesome. And of course, my other host here, of course, well, everybody's here, my host, but I'm gonna let Bruce close it out. The rest of the show, go ahead and close out. You normally you know how you normally tell people. Go ahead. You do you.
Where can they find us?
I understand. You want me to do the top rope stuff? I got you,
Yes.
Ivan.
Thank you.
I got you. So here's the thing. There's one place on Facebook where you can find Top Rope Wrestling Talk. That is our group. That's where we have our forums. We have our threads. We have our music league. We have our fun. We just shoot the shit. We talk about wrestling.
Pick form is out.
Listen, yes, the forum is out. The pick form is out. Get it in tomorrow before Survivor Series starts. There it is right there on the screen. Then you can find us on the X at Top Rope WT. Go on there, shoot us some questions, shoot the shit, see some show clips, have some fun. Then you can find us on Instagram with the world's greatest Instagram handle that El Presidente said we are never allowed to change.
And I made.
And that is at top_rope_wrestling_talk. Go on there. We got our clip. Go on there. Check our clips out. Check our shows out. See what we have coming in the future on from the COD network. I do that because Ivan fucking dies every time.
Ain't nothing fishy about this network, man.
But here's the thing, though, Ivan. You gotta think in young terms. I say, God, these kids think I'm talking about Call of Duty, so they're gonna come on and they're gonna watch it. We're talking about Call of Duty, and we're gonna get new wrestling fans. I'm bringing eyes to the product, baby.
Well, I mean, the sequel just came out, so okay. I get you.
It's eyes to the product, bro. It's like Logan Paul holding the United States title. It's new eyes on the product, brother.
Oh, it's just the way how you just catch me off guard. That's why I'm fucking laughing.
Okay. Well, fuck it. While I was laughing, I'll throw this in. You can find Top Rope, Pepsi Phil, everybody where you find Circle of Debate. So go to your Instagram, your X's, your Facebooks, your TikTokies, your Twitch, and search for Circle of Debate, capital COD. Because wherever you go, the COD will be with you.
And COD we trust.
That is
Please
right.
Make sure to tune back in tomorrow night as we do the Survivor Series watch along. I know Pepsi Phil and I are going to be here. I don't think High Class will be.
I might be able to jump.
You know what he
in
could
for a
do?
little
He'd
bit.
come in and be our AEW Collision correspondent.
I might be.
He ain't got to watch Survivor Series. He could watch Collision and fill us in while we watch Survivor
that's right,
Series.
because Rampage
Same
Collision,
time.
they're gonna be going head to head with.
It'll
Survivor
be
Series.
same time, so we
3
can have
hours,
our
yeah.
own.
We all know
So-
AEW is going to get the ratings.
We can have our own
It's
Collision
the PLE
correspondent.
versus the ratings.
So we're not
Bruce. You
left
can't
in the
compare
dark like we were today covering Survivor Series, not knowing Carlito was out of the match because we didn't watch SmackDown, so we could have a correspondent. That might happen. But Saturday night, we will be back. We'll be doing a Survivor Series watch party, and we will be getting live look-ins from the beautiful Pacific Plate Brewery, where our devious godfather will be hosting a live watch-along in the midst at the brewery. We'll get look-ins. Maybe we'll get some people on, let them ask some questions. Just have some fun. Enjoy wrestling. And if it's not your fucking cup of tea, let somebody else drink it. God damn it.
All right. And I will let Bruce close it out how he normally would say. What do you normally say?
Me? I'm gonna fill in. I'm filling in for Grandma Wendy. Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Hey,
Deuces, bitches. I thought you said Dom, so I said it.
I figured you were gonna say what you normally say.
I already said that.
Oh, fucking deuces, bitches, and fuck you, Pepsi Phil.
Ivan, are you with me?
Hold on, it's just Jesus. Oh my God.
Breathe, deep breaths.
Oh my
Circle of debate. Circle of debate. We choose violence.
God
damn it.
His fucking comments on this. Jesus, Pepsi Phil, anything else you gotta say?
Nada.
That was it. He summed it up. We choose violence and make history.
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, Jesus Christ. Remember that right here, Top Rope Wrestling Talk, Circle Debate, Title Fight Podcast, the Meathead Podcast, Wrestling Delorean Podcast, Raw Dog and De Niro. Of course, we don't just, and FDS, of course, Fake the Story. We don't just podcast, music, do all of that, or violence here, how they say,
Right.
you know, how they never said it. We
Good at
make
that too.
history, ladies and gentlemen. So come join us tomorrow. And don't forget, we'll be back here next week when we're new episodes.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye. Eat shit, Phil.
Did you do a goodbye? Mwah. And good night. Oh my God, it's so great. Bang! Yes!
Still live?